we're gonna be starting here.
Mistakes are not the only thing to define me. Who says I need to let a king incite me? Fuck your vision of my guidance. Fuck you for even thinking I need guidance. They say if you speak to error listens, they pray on bended knee for forgiveness. You pray, change my ways of sin and be happy. I say I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. Come and make me. Change a fucking thing. Come and make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. Stop my heart, reverse it in place, count down backwards, play the part, and tell me to relax as if it mattered. I'm not insane, I'm just here for vacation. You are another brain for me to pick for education. They say when they seek the air and listens, they pray on bended knee for forgiveness. You pray I change my ways of sin and be happy. I say I won't change a fucking thing. Come make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me. I won't change a fucking thing. Come and make me.
trenches, I'm tryna make it out. Get into this money, I told the paper out, yeah. Every nigga don't keep it real. Get your back, fuck how you feel.
Like on my child, I'm banging shit.
I slap on my butt, I miss it. Don't call my God, that line, you gon' pay the price. Get your head blown in this bitch, you gon' lose your life. They say all this gon' be all, you'll be alright. But I'm telling you only live once, you'll live twice.
Hold on.
Yeah, that money calling my phone.
I'm sorry, I gotta take this call, it won't take me that long. Take a Percocet right the air, we steady fucking on my dome. Them shit that love my cut in my butter, I just wanna be alone. So I stay tall on the phone like I keep my head up, got stay strong.
Write my name on the cup, it forever set in stone. Girl, the purple in my cup, you know I'm sipping soft bone. Swear to God, I need your love, but you can't watch your bucket tone. What did I did to you? No, you wouldn't see me too. I'm sorry for what I did to you, I was wrong. All these arguing and I can't get along. I'm sorry, I'm steady in the street, that's where I belong. Baby, I need your love, need your love, need your love. Yeah, I need that shit right now. Yeah, I need that shit right now. Yeah, I need that shit right now. Grew up in the trenches, I'm tryna make it out. Get into this money, I told the paper out, yeah. Every nigga don't keep it real. Get your back, fuck how you feel.
Like on my child, I'm banging shit.
I slap on my butt, I miss it. Don't call my God, that line, you gon' pay the price. Get your head blown in this bitch, you gon' lose your life. They say all this gon' be all, you'll be alright. But I'm telling you only live once, you'll live twice.
one thing that you should know is that I know who you are now. So there's no need to pretend who had the upper hand. You just wanted me to fall down. So welcome to my funeral.
The night, my life has flashed before these very eyes, as I lie in these streets and die, as I scream to the skies. Why? There is no reply, no reply. Just another lonely night, waking, shaking cold from the high. I have nothing left inside to die, so I'm killing what is left of me that fights. I gave this life so many tries, I told myself so many lies. I threw myself into the fire, and through it all, I survived. Why is everything so damn fucked up? So I get high, and I throw away everything I fought for, and I step into my next life. There's no more left for me to say except goodbye. This is the last time that I say it's the last time, and you knew that I would break this time. So fuck you for your games and lies. I wish I never trusted you. Goodbye.
Not hear you. I got so bad. What's happening, everybody? I can't hear you. Play your volume. I can hear you. Nope.
wanted me gone. Welcome.
Hello, handsome. You look lonely. I can fix that.
Nick, are you alright?
Damn, fuck, your wrist starting blow. Lil' Red, be honest, if we be on the flow. Damn, fuck, I don't even get it. No, I be cut the scripts, man, I don't have a limit. Nah, I don't have a limit. Come on now, bitch, please, man. Damn, fuck, you giving me some time? You're making all this music, but damn, you cannot rhyme. Dog, can I fucking rhyme? The switch up is so crazy and I do not fucking mind. Nah, this shit is my town. I be selling shit and packing 20 rounds. Nervous of the deals, like damn you do not know. Popping all the shit and I keep it on the low.
If you never leave the forest, then you'll never see the harvest or the wide open skies of the maker of the marvels. If you step outside that box, come and witness change of heart. Little switch of mean and gnarly, little sketch of beat go hard. In an instant, take your breath, just relax and count to 10. Let the lo-fi hip-hop blend, come and kickstart life again. Hitting you just right in the head, so refreshing, shiny, yeah. So just buzzy, yet so central, tricky and hella bent. So here we come with our barrage, every salvo fire hot. Supernova, anatomic, super beef, the anabolic, super saiyan, go Vegeta, triple laces, technique cheetah, triple action, pull the lever, bunker, bustin', bomb and screamer. Leave them flat upon the cement, but knock a punch, stroke of genius. Say bye-bye to the world you live in, joke try gonna make a difference. I'll start it up with a pen and paper, lay syllables down nice and neatly, pepper it with some spicy feeling, pass it out to the masses freely. Yeah. Feel the quickie bass, feel it smack its way to space, shaking shockwaves through the ground, resonating through your brain. Something else is coming with, and it's not what you'd expect. Will you take it when it gives, or will you waste it? Shameful slip. Can you handle the intensity? Can you walk among the fire? Can you see the light and feel the heat of the burning of your deep desire? Time is ticking, now's the chance. Time to seize what's in your aim. Will you bleed for what you stand? Come with me, let's begin.
shit slaps. That shit slaps. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Trying to. Or maybe we just got the stream.
Yo, 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 can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Hello, hello?
it's on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I figured it out. Because I'm using a camera on the phone. I forgot to add myself back into the fucking thing. All right, so you can hear me now, crystal clear, right?
Absolutely.
Fucking A. How you doing?
Good. You?
I've been better, obviously. I'm a fucking disaster today. All right, so now that everybody can fucking hear me, all right. So what I have on the screen here is this is actually an executive order from Donald Trump that I came across, and I actually got to reading it because like normally I don't really get political. I don't, do I? Does anybody ever really see me get political on the show or any of my shows? No, maybe in my music and stuff, but like I don't really make it a point. But when it actually impacts me directly, I think it's time to start saying stuff. You know, talk about it a little bit. Did you get a chance to read this a little bit?
Oh yeah.
You didn't get.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this shit for everybody. Okay. And I don't care how long this is gonna take. I'm not gonna read the whole fucking thing, but I'm gonna get. You're gonna eventually get the idea. Okay. So this is a lot of fucking like bold jargon. It's all representative words and lawyer shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, law talk. But for the most part, it is pretty simple. And so here we go. We're gonna listen up, okay? I'm actually kind of like a little flustered over it. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time I've ever been flustered over anything political because there's a lot of shit going on here. And again, I dropped that link into the chat for you guys want to go check this out and read it yourselves. Not like it matters to any of you, but it does because I actually had a picture of the show on before it started. It was actually scheduled elsewhere, but whatever. There's a poster. It's like a little flyer. It says they come for me tonight, but they'll come for you tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that's just how it goes. All right. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, I hereby order this. Section 1. Propose across the country ideologies who deny, or ideologues, who deny biological reality of sex have increasingly used legal and other socially coercive means to permit men to self-identify as women and to gain access into intimate sex spaces and activities designed for women's domestic abuse shelters to women's workplace shelters. Now, right there, just from the jump, you obviously see where he's going with this. He makes it a point throughout this entire document, throughout the entire fucking order, to paint transgendered women, that is men to female, male to female, you call them transgendered women, okay, as some kind of sexual deviant who dress up as women to gain access into these private fucking places where only women can go so they can do crazy shit, right? Okay, so with that being said, that is the mentality of this president right now that we have, okay? And I don't bash people for their ideologies and shit, but right there, that's how you're going to start an executive order. Buckle up, guys. This is wrong. Effort to eradicate the biological reality of sex fundamentally attack women by depriving them of their dignity, safety, and well-being. The erasure of sex in language and policy has a corrosive impact not just on women, but to the validity of the entire American system. Basing federal policy on truth is critical to science, inquiry, public safety, morale, and trust in the government itself. This unhealthy road is paved by an ongoing and purposeful attack against ordinary and long-standing use and understanding of biological and scientific terms, replacing the immutable biological reality of sex with the internal, fluid, and subjective sense of self, unmoored from biological facts. Invalidating the true and biological category of woman improperly transforms laws and policies designed to protect sex-based opportunities into laws and policies that undermine them, replacing long-standing, cherished legal rights and values with an identity-based, I don't know what that word is, initiate, I think, social concept. Okay, so some of that makes sense. I get that. I do. I'm not going to sit here and be biased one way or the other because that's not what I do. Objectively is how I'm going to try and go with this, okay, as best as I can. But it makes sense if you want to clear up issues with the language itself, okay, definitions, if you will, then that's one way to approach this. I understand that this is kind of like what he's doing, but as we go through this, it's going to bend and twist to whatever he wants, because that's the beauty of the English language is that we can do things like that. Wouldn't you agree? You right there? You still there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I can barely hear you. What? Let me turn you up. Hold on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn you up.
No, it ain't. It ain't. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
Because I got back. They're
Okay.
But the words in code, and it's
Oh, in code. Okay.
So I probably agree some, but I don't think it's direct all because gotta not you, but there's weird. There's some people that actually doing that. That's what they want. And what they like do because they don't have what it takes to work for so they're opposing. So really want to be trans. Some people just play the party. So I think kind of it's wishy-washy, but
Right.
it's
Now,
playing out
with anything, you're always gonna have people who kind of like jump on a bandwagon, if you will, because it's the in thing to do or whatever, or they take advantage of laws. That's always you're gonna have that no matter which way you go with any kind of law. Is there's going to be a gray area, and unfortunately, with humans, we abuse stuff like that. What do you do? I think some kind of moderation of a law, more or less, not an entire black and white. This is how it's going to be kind of approach, is not the answer. I don't think, you know.
Absolutely. But you gotta be weirdo. Right.
Yeah, man. Stay out there. I get it, and I understand.
I'm not against a lot of stuff. It's like me. Let's just take an example, right? I want to just use these last just because I can't really like say I'm a there's guys that like that. I don't think they're trying to or I think they're trying to protect like you and the what in the world.
Right.
From the so I think it's more than that, but then there's things in there that
when it comes to like just from the jump, from the opening of this, okay, he's saying it on the premise of these men are dressing up as women to gain access into private women only areas, and that's it. That's the only reason that he starts with, like right there. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, that's not. It's simply that's not happening. That's like him saying that the half of Mexico's running over here and raping everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not happening. It's not happening. Okay. How often do you even hear of things like that happening? You don't. I honestly, in my entire life, not once on the news have I heard of any kind of thing like that happening.
Right.
Now all of a sudden it's a big now it's an issue because it could hypothetically be happening. Hypothetics are not what
it
base
could
law
it
is
could
on.
be. I mean, it could be not enough of it.
Yeah,
Put it out so America it could be this much, but because they're not telling us it, we don't think that. But
right.
if it was in Mexico a lot, because and then it take much, and then every state, then it's a lot.
Yeah,
But
because
because it's not talked about large level, then honestly that it's small. I never heard it either.
right,
But
right.
is
Yeah,
it
I mean,
happening?
I'm not saying it's not happening, okay? But I mean, you don't set a curfew, okay, and call martial law
Right,
8 o'clock
right,
because
right.
it's dark outside and people don't know how to use flashlights, but the rest of us do. But there's always those one persons that just like can't figure out how to put the batteries in, right? So because they can't figure out how to use the flashlight, we all got to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
That's the
Does that make
dilemma.
sense?
Yes,
See what I'm saying?
absolutely.
That's a terrible metaphor, but I mean that's about as
That's
general and
great.
stupid as I could think of.
That's a great one. That's what happens. One person goes to everyone.
Okay, so this is the mode of thought going into this, and there's a lot of fuckery. I'm just gonna keep going with this. And do you have a microphone that you can use, maybe, or like because like you're
I
in
do.
and out.
I'm loud.
Yeah, take your time. No, you're in and out. They're like kind of like fluttery. And it's kind of hard to understand what you're saying.
I'll hook them up.
I bet. I will continue to read this fuckery. All right. Where was I? Okay. Accordingly, my administration will defend women's rights and protect freedom of conscience and using clear and accurate language and policies that recognize women are biologically female and men are biologically male. Section 2 states that policy and definitions. It is the policy of the United States to recognize two sexes, male and female. Now, I even agree with this. There are two sexes. There are no other male, female. I understand that, and I wholeheartedly agree on that. I'm not arguing that at all. I'm not about that whole gender argument. It's fucking stupid. These sexes are not changeable and are grounded in fundamental and incontrovertible reality. Under my direction, the executive branch will enforce all sex protective laws to promote this reality, and the following definition shall govern all executive interpretation and application of the federal law and administration policy. A. Sex shall refer to an individual's immutable biological classification as either male or female. Sex is not a synonym for and does not include the concept of gender identity. Yes, that is true. B. Okay. Women, woman, girls, or girl shall mean adult, juvenile, human, females, respectively. Same definition for the men. Female means belonging to conception of the sex that produces large reproductive cell. Male means person belonging to to conception of the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. That is science fact. Okay, I got that. This is all making sense. This makes sense. I'm okay with this stuff. These are very fine points. This is just language right now. Perfect. Gender ideology replaces the biological category of sex with an ever shifting concept of self assessed gender identity, permitting the false claim that males can identify as and thus become women and vice versa, requiring all institutions of society to regard this false claim as true. Gender ideology includes the idea that there is a vast spectrum of genders that are disconnected from one sex. Gender ideology is an internally inconsistent in that it diminishes sex as an identifiable and useful category, but nevertheless maintains that it is possible for a person to be born in the wrong sexed body. Okay. Let that one simmer for a minute. Gender identity reflects a fully internal and subjective sense of self, disconnected from biological reality, sex, and existing on an infinite continuum. Continuum. Ooh, that's another word. Man, I gotta brush up on my dictionary. All right, that does not provide a meaningful basis for identification and cannot be recognized as a replacement for sex. Gender identity and sex. You guys with me right now? Okay, two different things. Recognizing women are biologically distinct from men Within 30 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of Health and Human Services shall provide to the United States government, external partners, and public clear guidance expanding on the sex-based definitions set forth in this order. In other words, he's basically just rolling out the carpet for all the fuckery and the band of hooligans, of all these people that are going to be running our government in top places to enforce this fuckery. This is basically all that's happening now. Each agency and all federal employees shall enforce laws governing sex-based rights, protections, opportunities, and accommodations to protect men, women as biologically distinct sexes. Each agency should therefore give the term sex, male, female, men, women, boys, girls, the meaning set forth in this section with interpreting and applying statutes, regulations, and guidance in all of their official whatever. Okay, cool. So in other words, from here on out, this is all law, and it's going to be shoved in your fucking face and down our throats and forced upon us from here on out, is basically what this is going to say. Agencies shall remove all statements, policies, regulations, forms, communications, or internal and external messages that promote otherwise inaccurate gender ideology, shall cease issuing such statements, policies, regulations, and communications and messages. Agencies form that require an individual's sex shall list male and female and shall not request gender identity. Agencies shall take all necessary steps to be permitted by law to end the federal funding of gender ideology. The federal funding of 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 gender ideology. So in other words, is his way of saying programs that help me are no longer going to be programs that help me and people like me and the like. So all the years and the hard fought battles of every individual who's ever fought for anything is being ripped away from us right before our eyes, starting with people like me. And this is just the start. I shit you not, and you can quote me right here, right now, before any and all of this is over, after this shit starts going and hits the fan, it's not too far of a reach to say that segregation's coming back. I shit you not. I'm just saying. This is going to be a fuckery of all fuckeries, and this is just the start. And it's fucked. It really is. So what does that mean? Why am I freaking out, right? Well, that means like if this man has his way, because I am who I am, I can't go and get government-funded programs that they offer, for low-income people like me. Thank goodness the program that I have here in the state of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh area, is the Stacey Lane Foundation, which is not a government program, which is a privately funded program. I'm in luck with that one. But I, unfortunately, am a part of the few that actually get private care through programs like that. A lot of people go through the government for their care, and this is going to take that away from them. So people who have been on hormone replacement therapy for years now and depend on that, it is dependent, okay, after so long when your body is on something like that. This is basically life-sustaining medicine at one point. After they've had surgery and say that if they're dependent on these programs still, they have to go source their medications again elsewhere. And now it's going to be slim pickings because most private organizations that source their medication through federal government programs. So even if you still have private care, there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to have access to the medication that you need. So this is going to have a ripple effect like no other, and it's going to suck. And it only gets worse. It's going to get worse. When this thing goes in full swing, this is going to divide our country like crazy, and it's going to start all kinds of shit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What do you think? Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, all right. So I think you got some balance. But remember things are fast. So he
bills have passed. I don't think the
This
segregation
is an
thing,
executive order.
yeah, that's the thing.
The Yeah, so the judicial part of our government has the right to like how the president has the right to veto a bill.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a whole process, of course. But as far as I'm concerned, I know that everything that's in the judicial part of the government is all in his favor. So it's pretty much a done deal as for a majority of the things. Now, a lot of these things are a little out there, and I know that the good, faithful leaders of our government wouldn't let this happen. But I mean, they overturned Roe v. Wade. So what's that tell you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm trying to turn this down to level. Um, it's a lot
it's a
to
lot to
grade on.
grade on.
And I think
I
again,
think again, it's for
we. I
weirdos.
don't
I
think
don't
it's
think
for
it's for
those
those that are
truly
truly
convinced that that's
convinced
the
that
route
that's
they
the
want
route
to take.
they want to take.
I mean, there's so much
much
space in
space in
between and so
between
much
and so much
information.
information.
It's not
It's not
it's
okay.
really
It's
just
really just
like he
it's
wrote
very
something.
vague.
Yes,
It's
exactly,
very
exactly.
vague.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of
gaps
gaps
too.
There's a lot of play for this. Cito, I put that link down there in the chat if you want to jump up and get on this fucking panel. Um, Now, this is just the start. He does keep going and he does get more specific. And he starts stating basically the enforcement of this. It even goes to as far as how we're supposed to handle the kids. Now, I'm not one for this being the kid thing is an issue, okay? Because
But
honestly,
that's the thing. See, bro. How could it
how
be?
does it go from so
Because a kid can wants to follow
the kid thing is
footsteps. How the kid
well,
is a
education of the children is one thing, okay, but forcing that education unwillingly, okay, is another, and that's where people have been getting it fucked up, okay. Because I was one of those kids that felt that way, and I know what that feels like, okay, because I didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to chop my dick off. No, that's not how this fucking shit works. It doesn't work this way. I felt this way forever, forever. And then finally, I was able to act upon it, and now I'm living a better life because of it. I'm doing better things because of it, you know?
But see,
That kind of thing,
that's the
that,
difference
that,
between
that,
the weirdo.
right, okay, but listen, these children, like I was, who actually I wish I had the chances that these kids are getting. I wish that I had the support that we have now for our children who feel the way that I felt back then, and who can actually get a moment in their life of clarity whenever they decide to be themselves and 100% themselves, and then they can start living their life properly instead of going through the motions like the fucking half a century that I went through in denial and absolutely wrecked my life because the entire fucking time I existed, I hated myself. And I couldn't do anything about it because my life would be ruined. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to worry about that.
What makes one not trying to get you to whatever.
No, you're
What
good.
makes wanna go that route? Is it just because your life, or is it because what you were exposed to and around and you just felt like you was out of place being the opposite of what you was around? So you was
I'm glad you brought that up.
You feel me?
Now,
I think
educating for the sole purpose of educating. Okay, so like whenever I was in school, they told us not to do drugs, right? Why? When they gave us a laundry list and they gave us all the facts, and when you're educated, most people, okay, when they see the bad things and the results of something, they avoid them and they listen and they use judgment, okay, and they use logic. That's what we're supposed to do, or what we would do or tend to do, but not everybody does that, okay. That being said, moving ahead with logic, what we need to do, okay, is figure out how we're supposed to educate the youth without brainwashing them into thinking that that's what it is or that's what they are. Because Last time I checked, if I got a fucking sniffle and a couple of symptoms, I go on Google and I type them in. Now there's a whole bunch of fucking shit I could possibly have. That's the same fucking difference. You know what I'm saying? That we're doing to these kids. We need to figure out how to better educate and approach these situations at a more logical, standardized, logical sense versus a whole whitewash of it.
Is it fair to say that instead of him going to school and learning from a book, brainwash people that they know it's then more you should be educators. So if you understand what I'm saying? So instead of I'm not saying anything like that, but why not teach and educate the children that feel like that, so they don't get verbiage, they get real life education.
Right.
A teacher that goes when it comes to something he read in a book for 10 years is not it. We need the
It
people
shouldn't be in the public school system or the private. It shouldn't even be in the school system. It should be addressed, sure, but it should there's a line that shouldn't be crossed, and that's one of those lines. Like that's like a something that gets discussed outside of school, and school has an adjustment as far as like the bathroom situation. Okay,
yeah, but
For
it went,
instance, the locker room situation.
right? So if you keep it secret from the people that
Right.
that you guys are doing, so you have them know
Right.
too, right? So I
Right.
think there should be a place forward. It should be. I wouldn't say like an but it should be. It's a private school. It's the. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's the trans,
Right.
but in the same.
Well, they should there should be programs that if they're going to be in the schools, they should at least be a little bit more tactful as how their approach is. They shouldn't give these teachers, half of them that are like, in their 60s, floating on tenure, that don't give a fuck or a rat's ass about these kids, and they just want to get through and just go home and drink a beer. They ain't gonna fucking do none of that. They ain't gonna read none of that. They ain't gonna do none of that. Okay? You got assholes like that, and then you got these ones that are going so gung ho about it that they are literally forcing it upon these kids, and now these kids are questioning the reality because this teacher so flamboyantly discussed to them for about the next 3 weeks. We're gonna touch on gender equality and da da da, and they make a whole syllabus and they take a fucking field trip. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like that's too much. I mean, there's a fine line and a middle ground somewhere. You know what I mean?
You gotta let.
How about not at all? Not
See-
at all.
see-
Not even in the school.
Trying to get in. You heard me?
I think
You heard me?
like you have a guidance count. Yeah, I could hear. I kind of. You're like cutting it out.
Oh, C can't get in because you have an
There you
extra.
are. Oh shit.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna take my camera off. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Hold my
Can you
camera.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, for sure.
All right, let me. Here's what I'm gonna do.
And give us 1 second, see. Stereo, audio. How you get to that screen? I need to get to that screen.
Let's
I need to adjust my mic
see.
volume.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to.
I think it only allows 3 people, and you have 2 screens up, right? I'm not sure.
How's that?
Because you have one screen with you and video and talking, and then you have another screen of a picture of you.
Yeah. Okay. I see. 1 second. I got this shit.
You get?
Pink shirt's got an echo, huh?
I do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take no of me. All right. I won't have a camera though, so let's see here.
I got an echo. Pink shirt.
No, I do. There we go. All right, we got room on the panel for one more. I don't have a camera. I was using my phone, but I had to use 2 for that, so I'm just gonna have no camera. Maybe it's best y'all don't see my fucking face, anyways.
Nah.
What's up, Muff? So yeah, you can come on up. I'm gonna drop that link one more time in the chat. See if it works. Yeah, I had an echo because I had a device that was probably picking me up too. So that'll be all resolved here, hopefully. It won't be by tomorrow though, unfortunately. But like, I had this same discussion with Muff. I'm glad welcome to the show. I'm glad she's here. Because the topic of bathrooms is often what comes up over and over and time and time again. Um, should there be a a third bathroom, more or less, or like a unisex bathroom? Like,
Absolutely,
okay, I
absolutely.
believe so. I believe so too. I believe that the only thing that should be addressed in school systems, because the education part is just getting fucked left and right. It shouldn't even be a thing. The only thing that should be addressed is just the logistics. That's it. Anything outside of logistics should not even be mandatory or spoken or educated, because these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about or what they're doing or how the approach is. It should be handled by people who have trained and have gone through, experienced. The laundry list is endless of all the fucking pros and cons of why you shouldn't fucking educate kids in the school. Now, there should be a age limit before education becomes standardized, I think. I don't think that it's wrong to teach children. If they ask about it, sure, but don't just bring it up and then throw it on a bunch of 12-year-olds and make them look down at their crotch and start asking questions. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, yeah, it makes sense. But am I too loud?
No, you're good.
Can you hear me? All right, cool. That
Yeah, I
makes
can hear you.
total sense. But there's that individual uh that wants to know more. Yeah, I'm saying, and that's
Sure.
why people feel like they got to go further. But again, the third bathroom should work, and it should only be for those of that gender, not women and men in the same bathroom. It should be one
Right.
specifically just for,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And
So
even on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Because then you got that. So you got a gay, you got a trans, you got a bi, you got a straight, you got a, you know what I'm saying? So if they did that though, you know what I'm saying, what would it be? But yeah, sexualizing children is very unacceptable.
very unacceptable. So
But
like, okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
and basically what you're saying is that, okay, so when it comes to the trans thing, okay, this is one thing that I will stand firmly on till the day I die. Just because our sexuality or gender, okay, sex and gender are now two different things. They've been two different things. Hello, people, wake up. Gender and sex are two different things. There's male and female. Okay, your gender is not your sex. Your sex is not your gender. I've said this since day one. This makes sense.
Facts.
Now, when it comes to the logistics of the fucking deal, a male to female trans is called a trans woman. So would there be trans woman bathroom, trans men bathroom, and then men and women? Would you divide it like that,
I think that's the
or would you
question.
lump them together like people lump trans into the gay community? The gay community, that has nothing to do with the sex. Listen. There are so many trans people out there that are not gay. Okay, just because they lump us together with all these people, like, that is all about their sexual proclivities, not necessarily their gender, is completely biased, uncalled for, if you ask me, and it's inappropriate. I don't understand why people like me are lodged in with a bunch of faggots, more or less. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be trans and not be gay. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm
Yeah,
a
and I think
male
that's
to
what I was
female,
saying earlier.
male to female, like, if I'm male to female and I'm attracted to men, my sex is female. My gender is female. Okay, my sign sex at birth was male. That
But
is
see,
a
look,
thing.
that you
Okay,
see what you're saying though. Listen, for a person that understands that, cool. But there's a stupid gay guy that thinks that he fits in that crowd. That's the fucking weirdo they're talking about. I think
or
that's the
is it the gay
education.
guy, or is it
No,
the
no, no, no,
crowd
no, no.
that says he belongs there?
Listen, we're talking about not that in specific. We are talking about the undereducated that don't know the differences, so they
Right,
play it as one, right? So,
right, right.
that's why I think the education is gotta come from someone within, because the people even on the outside, if they don't understand the direction or the directive behind it, then they're expressing it wrong, and then the world's like, oh, okay, so it's okay for this gay guy to go in that lady's bathroom because he, you know what I mean? I mean, and if any people that know the difference just don't get it, then that's why it's happening. The education is definitely freaking stupid behind it. It's
It is.
from coming
It
from a
is.
person from freaking Yale. reading a book versus a person that's actually living the life and know the difference. So
The
if the person's
education thing
undereducated,
is
then he's
the
gonna, of
approach to
course, do
the
that.
education. The approach to the education is what needs to
That's
be
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
changed. I agree 100% because you can't expect people to adjust without, giving them the proper facts
I agree,
and the
Muff.
proper education. But at what point is it acceptable to introduce this education is the question this often leads to. Um, so now we're again back into the schools. At what age do you think is it um well, I guess
When the
what
boy
age
looks down
would
and he second guesses himself, or the lady looks down and she gets
but
second
who
guesses
who who
herself, or
determines that
whatever.
though?
The,
You know what I'm saying?
the person that looks down and go, hey, Joker, or mom or dad, like, what's
Yeah.
this? I don't
Yep.
want one of these. I want one of those. That's when education should
Right.
start.
Okay. So would it be fair to say that okay, so here in the state of Pennsylvania, a child this is actually pretty as close as I can get to a solution in my opinion. Um, so say a mother and a father are separated and custody is an issue, right? In the state of Pennsylvania, the age of 14 is the age where a child can determine for themselves the future, which parent they wanted to be with. If a child can judge what their life is going to turn out to be and with who it's going to be with at the age of 14, why not start there? Why not start educating when they're about teenagers, right? Where the brain is developed enough to where it's not like it's got an abstract, skewed vision. You know what I mean? It's been hit with a standardized, list of things that are right and wrong, and they can stick by it, and they're not gonna fuck it up. Okay,
because
so
because because it's not a it's a life decision, not a gender decision. So you know what I'm
well,
saying?
a gender
If
decision is a life decision,
Yeah, but only if the child brings it up. If they say, "Hey,
right?
I want to do this in my
Right,
life. I want to go with my dad or I want to go with my mom,"
exactly.
then that's, you know what I'm saying? That's not gender. That's not, you feel me? So that should never be
But what I-
confused,
what
because the
what I'm
move
saying
is
is that if what I'm saying is that if they are deemed intellectually sound enough to make a judgment call like that of that nature, shouldn't that be at least a baseline somewhere to start? If we're even going to approach education at all at a certain age, I think the lowest we could go would be 14. 14, okay, that's the lowest, is what I'm saying. That's somewhere we would start. We don't go to kindergartners. We don't go to third graders. We don't do that shit that they're doing right now. We're breaking out the fucking pictograph and like, you know what I mean? We're not reading bedtime stories with Bo Peep is now a man and shit. Like, we're
right.
not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that like that should be something that should be looked at as far as education is concerned. There's an age where it's appropriate. Appropriate ages is what should be addressed, and the approach. Okay, approach and
But if
appropriate
I mean,
ages. That's it.
but if the educator or whoever comes up with this crap doesn't understand an age, then it's at whatever then, because there is
Right.
nothing set in stone to say, hey, teach it at 14 or teach it at 15. And as
Right.
long as there's no directive. I think people need guidelines, right? So if there's no guide to guide a person, then it's just whatever, and the world just literally just settles for it at some
And
point.
and
It's
this is
huge
this is a
right
good
now and
segue
it's a
into the
big
next
deal,
part.
but then until they put a guideline, then the world's never gonna just gonna be like, okay, whatever, let's go along with it.
All right, so I'm going to continue to read this part here. Okay. All right. So the prior administration argued that the Supreme Court's decision Bostock and versus Clayton County in 2020, which addressed the title of Civil Rights Act of 1964, requires gender identity-based access to single-sex spaces under, for example, the Education Amendments Act. The position is legally attainable and has harmed women. The Attorney General shall therefore immediately issue guidance to agencies to correct misappropriation of the Supreme Court's decision for sex-based distinction in agencies' activities. In addition, Attorney General shall issue guidance to assist agencies in protecting sex-based distinctions, which are explicitly permitted under Constitution and statutory precedent. Federal funds shall not be used to promote gender ideology. The agency shall assess grant conditions and guarantee preferences and assure grant funds do not promote gender ideology. Again, he's not going to pay. We're not going to pay for your questioning. Is basically what he's saying. Privacy in intimate spaces. Okay. The Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security shall ensure that males are not detained in women's prisons, housed in women's detention centers, including through amendment, yada yada yada, and it interprets guidance regarding Brexit. So
that's the weirdo, bro.
Okay, what if I went to prison? They're gonna put me in a cell with a bunch of men.
No, bro. Listen.
That's what that says. I will not go to a female's prison, even if I were to. Okay, because I'm pre-op, so I don't have any kind of operation. But if I were to get my operation, if I were to get the top and the bottom, and they were to throw me, I do something, whatever, I end up going to prison. It would put me with the men. That's what this says. Because I was pro-male.
Bro. Oh, you ain't miss joke. Listen.
That's what that says.
It does. I'm not. But I'm saying.
Granted, every time I go to jail, I get housed with men, regardless, and I'll be out there on a pod because I'm a G. But not everybody's like me, and there are motherfuckers that will get hurt.
But you're saying the lady. That's not like when big ass Depot walk in armor. That's what they're talking about. Is a body built and thug ass trans right. choking ladies. He goes where the men. That's what they're. It's about the weird.
Yeah, that's what they're trying. They're trying to again. That's the preface of this. Yeah, I understand why he's that's what he started with, and that's the preface of this entire executive order is on the premise of these weirdos that are out to hurt women or seduce them or get in there and do nasty stuff with them in the privacy of where they should be safe. And it's wrong. And yes, I agree with that. But this blanket cover-all law makes for the people like me who don't and aren't like that, who are not vicious people, who are not out to do nothing but just exist in a peaceful manner and have the same amenities and have the same amenities as equal as yours.
Society doesn't.
So because of these monsters that exist, they do exist. I'm not sitting there saying that they don't exist, but they are not so prevalent that this whitewash of law should come down so hard on people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's almost as saying like that when don't even get me started on the Jim Crow laws, but they came in act, and what if they came back because for whatever reason, if there was a racial crime, okay, and then they started going after all the black people or all the Mexican people, and then it's the same difference. But they already do it. They are, but they aren't. But they've been doing that for years. But nobody's talking about it. We talk about it, right? Well, that's actually gotten better. It's gotten better through the years. That's actually going forward.
That's not true. That's still happening
in some places. No. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm saying it's the same thing. But this has now become a thing. So now we're not fixing things. We're actually creating problems with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
We didn't learn through the racist period of our country. If we didn't learn anything out of all that, it should have been. This is not the approach to take for something like this. That's one thing we should have learned.
They didn't. No, they didn't learn. It's still happening. So if it's
still happening,
doing it, they have from.
All right, I'll continue on, and then we'll discuss that after this last point here. All right, the Attorney General shall ensure that the Bureau of Prisons revises its policies concerning medical care to be consistent with this order. Shall ensure that no federal funds are expended for any medical procedure, treatment, drug, for the purpose of conforming an inmate's appearance to that opposite of sex. So, again, if I go to jail and I'm on hormone therapy, I can't get my hormone therapy now. Okay? That's what that says. Agencies shall effectuate this policy by taking appropriate action to ensure that the intimate spaces designed for women, girls, females, or men, boys, and males are designated by sex, not identity. Protecting rights. The Attorney General shall issue guidance to ensure freedom to express the binary nature of sex and the right to single-sex spaces in workplaces and federally funded entities covered by the Civil Rights Act of 1964. In accordance with that guidance, Attorney General, the Secretary of Labor, and the General Counsel, and the Chair of Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, each other agency head with enforcement responsibilities under the Civil Rights Act, shall prioritize investigations and litigation to enforce rights and freedoms identified. So in other words, if we don't think that you are what you say you are, we can force you to reveal that, is what this is going to be and is happening. As employers, they can out you more or less, and like it's just ridiculous. So in other words, if you do something that doesn't abide by this law, you could get fired. So if I go and use the ladies' restroom at my job, I can get fired for that. Is what this is giving the power to do that. Here in Pennsylvania, this is a right to work state. They could do that anyway, but the rest of America is not like that. People actually have, morals and laws that actually make sense. In a Commonwealth, things are a little fucky. But that basically just expresses that based on your gender identity, people can judge you and punish you legally. That's right.
Doesn't that come with life, bro?
Yeah, to get fired for pissing in the wrong toilet, for the toilet that I normally pee in.
When there's a thing that tells you this is for ladies, it's for men. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
But I identify as a woman. I am a woman, and if I go use the women's restroom at my job, one day, I'm not going to be able to, or I'll get fired. That's what this is saying.
It's tough.
It's fucked. It's really what it is.
But it's not
So
wrong.
why can't this law say, okay, that amenities should just be made instead of forcing, instead of fucking up people's lives, right? Why can't they figure out just the bathroom situation? Like, put a lock on the door and one person at a time. How about that? Why take away? Why put me in the fucking corner or make me risk my fucking job because I had to go piss? And what if the bathroom is out of order? Honestly, the only way to go about this really is this is a whole extreme. If we're gonna go completely extreme, is like one at a time, stall with a lock on it. That's it for every fucking bathroom that ever exists anymore. I mean, those exist in Russia.
This isn't Russia.
I'm just saying. That's where this is headed, though.
Let me ask this.
At one point, this isn't gonna fix things. This isn't gonna end what happens. All this does is just gonna add more struggle and more misery to people who just want to fucking live their life equally. And be
so let me. But you're not an equal. Like in the world,
I'm not an equal.
No. Listen. America said you guys are what you are. These are who they are. They are who they are. They are who they are. The thing I want to ask is when you if the bathroom was order, where did you go? You go in the ladies. You found another one.
I'm trying to. You're like cutting out. Move closer to your.
You have a. I think it's the.
It's probably my. Oh, here, I'll mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna have to just keep mute. That's probably because my microphone's picking up my fucking
The
headset.
chat is too complaining about the echo. Can
I
you
know
hear
what
me?
it was. Sorry. I know what it was. Damn,
Very good. Is it better now?
idiot.
Muff,
Yeah,
is it better? Shit.
my bad. I had it.
See
I
though?
had I had the system audio on while we were
Ah,
going. My bad, guys.
very good.
Holy shit! This whole
So
entire time too.
so while you're talking, I'm understanding, like, you know, I try to understand like everybody's perspective on things. Me personally, not America. You gotta first off, there's seven something billion people on the planet. You gotta convince a lot of people that this is, however big the group of whoever made the choice is. Not everybody's in agreement to that. That's one thing.
No,
Two,
that's true.
I think I'm gonna think way outside of the box and say something way out in left
Go ahead.
field.
Yeah, go ahead.
If a
Well, you just
handicapped
got
person didn't have if a handicapped
right.
person didn't have a handicapped bathroom, you feel me, and a certain thing,
That's what I
you
was
feel
thinking
me,
too.
it happened at some point though, but there was some type of
Yeah.
stand that was taken for that, right? And then it's the
Yes.
same thing. I don't want to change my kid in a bathroom with a whole bunch of grown-ass men or a bunch of ladies looking at like, can you do that elsewhere or in
Right.
your stroller? So listen, the thing is, what
Right
I'm
at the
saying
family
is,
bathroom.
right, so give you your
Right
own
with the kids.
bathroom. Get a group of
Yeah. Well, how
people and
hard is that?
petition for your own bathrooms. Then
How
this
hard is that though?
craziness, it's hard. It's as hard as you guys don't want to work for it. You have to fight a whole country of people for it though. A world. It's more than just you though. You got to get your
Okay.
group of people together or whatever and say, hey, let's put this together and let's fight for this bathroom. So then the people that
And we
they're
are. I'm sure we are.
no, listen though, hear me out, because there's people. Listen. I want to be a girl today. I'm gonna just go in the girls' bathroom and just walk in, and there's a whole bunch of girls, and I'm just gonna go in there like I don't know that that's weird to them. That's
Mm,
you know how much uncomfortable that is. That
yeah.
has to be okay. Listen, now you're you, right? Okay, you're you. A guy comes in and you being you and your lady mind. How's it make you feel? That's how it makes them feel because you're a lady, right?
No, I
So
understand that. I understand that.
right. So listen, that's what I'm saying. So if you feel like that as a woman, would you complain if I walked into the bathroom?
Absolutely.
But,
Absolutely.
but listen, I want to be a woman just for this bathroom trip. You have to accept that now in America because it's
Yeah.
okay for me to identify as what I want to be right now. And when I leave back out, man, I just seen all the ass or whatever in the world.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
want to be a man now. Again, that's
Yes.
what's happening. That's why
No, I
this
understand
paper
that.
that's why this is like this. So it's saying the people that are being weird, like I just expressed that's
Yes.
happening. They don't care what you want to be, but there's rules and effects so these types of things don't happen. And if America lets this happen, then there's the person that's not like you that's in there. There's a loophole for raping a woman. I'm gonna go in the ladies' bathroom because I'm a ladies today. That's a loophole for a man to
Yeah.
go into a bathroom and take a piece of ass. And listen, you could come out scream all you want, but people are gonna, until they know that that's what it is, people are gonna say, you know what, he identified as a lady. I don't know that he did that to a man that ain't
Right.
never walked in there. So
Right.
listen, you could have had a fight, you could have had a cat fight, scratched each other, your nail broke, anything. But until that happens, the weirdo walks away while you guys are trying to figure it out and you expressing your story. That's how a lady feels. That's how a
Yes.
woman feels. And you feel that way too. Why not be uncomfortable? Listen, no disrespect either. Why
No.
not
No.
be
No. No. No.
uncomfortable
You're fine.
being?
Speak your feels.
Why not be uncomfortable? I mean, why not be okay with it? You being you as you, because you're doing it. That's basically what's happening. I'm a
Yeah.
man. I'm going in. I want to be a woman. I'm going into a lady's bathroom, and I expect for you to look at me as a woman. But I'm a man. I'm
Right.
uncomfortable with this other man though walking in here
So.
in my
So
lady
in other
mind.
words,
That's a lot of that's crazy.
I know. I know. But in other words, so for this to go away, simply, it's got to be one of
Right.
many
I
drastic
agree,
things to
Muff.
happen. And Actually, there's a lot of fucking fights going on. The trans community is actually fighting. Not that anybody gives a fuck, but anyways, the the point I'm trying to convey with whatever I'm trying to say right now is that okay, if I need to use the restroom and I am at work and that this is all up in the air. Today my boss could fire me. Today he couldn't. But now I am stuck with this issue of what bathroom I'm supposed to use. That's right because I I identify as a woman, but if I go in the men's room, what's that open that up for me?
You're so
I am
you're saying
130
that
pounds
so you're
soaking wet.
saying that if a lady walks into a bathroom that's a man's bathroom, and how would the guys
What
feel?
if it was the other way? What if it was the shoe? What if it was a trans men's
I think that guys would tell a
perspective?
lady, hey, miss, this is a guy's bathroom. If he's a real man in there, he's gonna say it's a guy's bathroom. It's the other one over
Okay.
there. If it's a clown in there, they're gonna be like, hey, man, it's a what the fuck? Like it's a lady in
And
here,
those don't.
right?
So
So you gotta take that with a. You
these
feel
kinds
me?
of people don't exist on both sides of the field, though.
That's what I said. There's the weirdo. There's a weird lady, just like there's a weird. Listen,
Exactly.
there's a lady that'll go in the bathroom and rape a man or a little boy or molest. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like so.
Exactly.
Listen, but what she want to identify as a man today, we gotta accept that. The little kid and the little
So
kid
that
that's
puts us in that, and
hold up,
that's what I'm
hold up,
saying. That's
hold up,
exactly
hold
what I'm
up.
getting to. Hold on. That's exactly what I'm getting to. So now it's putting me in the position of uncomfortability on both sides because I can't just simply use a bathroom where I fucking squat and piss because some assholes out there ruin it for everybody. So again, the only way to even address this at all is individual bathroom stalls with locks on them or a third bathroom for the gender unidentified, we'll just call them for discussion's sake, the gender fluid individuals such as me and the like and whatnot. Okay, instead of having men and female bathrooms, now we have. I'm not gonna stop being me. I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna go out in public and I'm gonna go fucking piss in a women's bathroom. I'm gonna do that because I'm a fucking woman, and that's how I view myself, and that's how I will be viewed. Okay, if they want to disrespect me or throw some law at me, fine. Throw me in fucking jail. But not everybody's like that.
Do you get
Okay? And
backlash
that's
when
the deal.
do ladies look at you like in a particular way or when you walk into a lady's bathroom? Because
I'm
this is
I'm
hold up,
fortunate
this is
enough
what I want
I'm
to
fortunate
ask
enough
with
to
that.
pass. Most not a lot of okay, let me put this. I pass on some days, okay, on good days. And I actually also have this thing called a moral compass, okay? So when I see 5 women go into a bathroom and I don't have to pee that bad, I will wait because
Nah, nah,
I
nah, nah, nah,
want
nah.
to
Perfect.
have
I'm glad you said
the
that.
amount. You have to have a fucking modicum of like respect
Nah,
for
but you're
other
a lady
people.
though.
You know what I'm
Why
saying?
you? Why? Nah, listen.
Because I unfortunately have to avoid situations like that, and I'm
Well,
always
why?
looking for that
You're
because
a
that's
lady
always a
though.
thing. Because
You're a lady. No lady has to
but
avoid
I am
going
not
into a
viewed as
bathroom because
I am not
five.
viewed as one.
No, listen to what I'm
I am
saying.
not viewed as one.
No, listen. Oh, listen. In whose mind? Yours
In
or
my
theirs?
mind, that's fine. I'm
No, no,
okay
no.
with going to
Listen.
that
Listen to what
bathroom,
I'm
but I
saying.
have to be
Do
forced
you?
to do that. That is what I'm saying. I
No,
have
no,
to
no, no, no,
now
no.
redo
Hold up.
that.
Hold up. Hold up. Don't be so defensive. And I'm not trying to
No,
be.
no, no.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that
Listen.
that is the thing that I have to do.
Listen to what I'm saying. You know why
As a
that
man.
happens? You know why that happens, right? Because your conscience knows what you are. If I'm a lady and I'm
No, my
going into it,
conscience
no, hold on,
knows. No,
hold up. If I'm a
you didn't even
lady,
let me finish my point. Let me finish what I got to say before you hold up me real quick. Just 1 second, okay? One. Okay. The reason why I have to do that is because society has deemed individuals like me as possible threats anytime we go into any fucking bathroom, regardless. So I, with that in mind, use judgment. That's all that is. It's not about my conscience. It's about judgment and
Joker,
logic.
Joker, you have long
You know what I'm
hair and you
saying?
wear makeup. How does one? So then you're saying that I could say I see lots of ladies with long hair and makeup every day. I can't tell you if that's a man or a lady. I'm not that close.
Right.
Oh, this is what I'm
Right.
saying. Listen, this is what all I'm trying to say is this is if you convinced that you a lady and you see 5 ladies going in that lady bathroom, but something goes, oh, I don't gotta pee that bad. That's not.
That's
That's some type
that's
of
how we
guilt.
have to be
That's
now.
because you
No,
know
no, no.
what's
There's
the,
no guilt.
you know the truth.
The
Because I'm
guilt,
going
the
to
guilt
pee.
is that I'm getting judged. It's not what I
No,
feel
those
about
ladies are
myself.
going to the bathroom. If
You
those
have a
ladies don't listen to what I'm
those
saying, if
ladies go.
those
You're not listening to me, man. You're not
if those
listening to
ladies
me.
don't even pay attention to you when you're walking in the bathroom and you just go up,
Normally,
5 ladies
I
just went
normally
in there.
don't care.
Whoa,
I
I
don't
don't have to
care.
pee
I
like
was
that.
giving you an example. I was giving you an example of the
I'm
train of
I'm
thought
not
that now has
saying
to be a
you
thing.
don't get offended, man. I'm literally
No, I'm
trying
not.
to.
I'm not.
This
I'm
is
not
a tough
offended. I'm not offended.
conversation because you're
It is
gonna
a
get.
huge tough conversation. It needs to happen,
You
but
gotta
like
you
I'm
gotta
totally
let
not
your
offended.
feelings not be so. You can't have feelings in something that you wanting to discuss over.
Oh,
It
absolutely not.
just okay. Listen, so I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of crazy things probably because I'm
Oh,
confused too
bring
why
it
men
on.
want to. Listen, I'm confused why men want to go into the. I have a daughter.
Yes.
I'm not saying men like you or anybody. There's a man, period, in a lady's bathroom. I got a daughter. She come out and
Yeah.
tell me it's a man in there. I don't give a shit if you're a lady or not. You get that work, right? It's the
Right.
same thing in that's so because you do not you, but an individual does wrong, and now he wants to go to a lady jail, so he don't get that work in that man jail for his wrong things that he's doing. That's what this is about. There's little
Yes.
girls in that bathroom with predators, dude, that want to be women
Yeah.
just for the fact that they can get in there. Don't make it seem like it's about you, because the conversation
Well,
is no.
what
Hold
I'm saying,
on.
no, no, no. It's
I
not
know
about
you're
me.
not saying that, but bro. You have to understand what I'm saying. Not you, but I'm
I hear
saying
what you're
you
saying, but
as
don't you think that there should be a due process of some
I
kind
think
of
that you
like?
guys should go in a bathroom that's a single bathroom with no people in it and just be by yourself. There's a single bathroom with one toilet in there and one urinal. Pick the one you want to use and no one sees you. I think that's the way it should honestly go. Because then
Honestly,
you
I
don't have
agree.
to deal with the bullshit of America saying something to you. And if you stand
That's
up,
why I
sit
love the
down,
casino. Damn it.
lay down, crouch down, whatever you do, it's just one fucking toilet and one urinal. Pick the one you want to use. They have single toilet
They do, and it's
bathrooms.
not.
So
It's not.
listen, this is my question, and I'm gonna stop right after this.
All
So
right, go ahead.
why doesn't a person that understands that there's gonna be havoc behind them choosing one or the other, why don't they just take that one then?
Well, sometimes that's not an option. First of all, because it's not.
But well, let's
It's not
take your
always the option. It's
situation
always
where I
one
don't
or
have
the
to pee
other.
that bad. Then why not wait?
Well, the thing is that what I was saying about that mentality is now a mentality that has to be because I can't because normally I don't give a fuck. I go into the bathroom that I register as a female. I go to the female's bathroom. I don't necessarily do that. I'm saying that individuals like me have to think that way now because society makes us have to they force that guilt on us because we have to
Society
think
makes
what
you feel like something that you're not. How?
no,
How do
you're
they have
not
that much
hearing me.
control
You
over
did
your?
not hear what I'm saying. Listen
You
to
said
me.
I
I did not
totally hear
say that.
you.
No, no, no. Listen to me. The mentality is that we have to hold back and be aware of our surroundings and the people around us and the possibility of judgment. So we have to use logic in everything that we do as far as our gender is concerned, specifically the bathroom. So, one like me, now I'm not saying I do this. I'm saying that this is a thing. It's not about guilt for myself because I was born a man and I feel guilty. Da, da, da. No, it's because if I go into this bathroom, all it takes is for one of these women to say something or whatever, or something goes wrong. I don't. I've gone into bathrooms plenty of times. Everything's fine. In fact, I get compliments all the fucking time. I don't have a problem with the bathroom, but there are individuals who don't pass as well. Okay, and those are the ones that have to walk around like that. I am putting myself in their shoes. Okay, in their perspective, because now they have to wear that judgment, that guilt every time they go and use a public restroom because they don't fit the part. It's all about what how they look. If
They
somebody
don't fit what
passes,
part?
nobody fucking
What part?
nobody second guesses that.
What part don't
Nobody
they
does.
fit? They believe they're a
They
woman.
have to think that. They do. It's not about what they believe in themselves. It's about what other people believe. You're not hearing me. You hear what I'm
But
saying?
if a lady knows you're a man, If a lady knows you're a man,
How,
then what is she else is she supposed to believe? I mean, you're a man.
no, it's not about the trans person. Okay, it's about the people in general. You're not understand what I'm trying to say. All right, I'll drop that. The whole point I'm trying to say is that it's got everybody in a fucking situation, and now everybody's overcomplicating it.
Do you
It
have
really
kids?
isn't this hard.
Did you have kids before you?
I have 3 kids.
Boys or girls?
I have both genders,
All right, cool. Your daughter's in the bathroom.
both sexes.
Okay,
Actually,
listen,
both sexes.
not you. Let's take you out of it. But let's just say you as the father, your daughter's in the bathroom. There's a guy in there. He wants to be a lady for however long he wants to be. Your daughter comes out and goes, Dad, there's a man in there and he's looking at us all creepy and shit. You being who you are, how you handle that? That's my question. Being a father on top of your choice of being a woman.
On top of that, well, I go in there and I handle that as a parent, not a father or a mother.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
Parent,
you're still a guy. Guy's a father, and then
There's-
but you're a
if there's
parent. That's why I said
guy or if my daughter comes out of the bath, because first of all, my daughter is smart enough to know when something's not right. Okay,
it's just a
So,
scenario. It's just a scenario.
here's
Hypothetically
a
speaking.
scenario. I'm telling you, hypothetically, if my daughter come out and said that there's an individual in the bathroom looking at them weird, obviously I would go in there and investigate. You know what I'm saying? I'd make sure she was okay first, and then I'd go and figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? That's a situation. Gender aside, if there's anybody in the bathroom doing anything fucking weird with kids involved, first of all, if my kid comes out, then I'm gonna be leery about letting her go in by herself. Because honestly, I actually go to the bathroom every time my child has to use the restroom. I'm going with them. That's just how it is, and it's gonna be that way until the day that they're old enough to just do it themselves, called an adult. So like kids shouldn't ever be in the bathrooms unsupervised ever. Should always be a parent in a public restroom. Always. This day and age, for how many times like people like lose kids or the kids get kidnapped, no kid should ever be unsupervised in a public restroom. That's how you solve that. Okay, be a fucking parent, a better parent. Not saying that people aren't being good parents. I'm just saying there are things that you need to do as a parent that you should be doing that people aren't doing, and because lack of that, it's now an abundant burden to everyone because people just want they want the easy thing. They don't want the compromise. Compromise is too hard. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. I feel it.
Does that not
I
make
feel
sense?
it. Yeah, I appreciate how you answered that. I appreciate that. I just want to know. My daughter, I never went in the bathroom with her, and she never came in the men's bathroom. And when it was just us, I never asked a stranger. Can you pay attention to I see people. Hey, my kid's going in the bathroom. Could you look at it? Come on, why would I do that?
Yeah,
My kid's gonna come out and tell me. She don't come out in the time it takes her to pee at home. I'm going in.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
But the thing I'm saying is like, you feel me? Like that's what society is seeing, bro. We don't know what's happening in there.
It's lack of education and it's laziness. A lot of it, because it's not easy. I hate saying the word lazy. Okay, I'm not saying it as a form of like disdained outlook on everybody in America, or the world for that matter. No, it's just it really does start with the parenting for real. Of why do you think these people even think that this isn't even an issue? Because we didn't have enough education growing up to make this situation actually compromisable.
Yeah, but how does a parent explain something they don't know? If my kid wants to be a trans, I've never been educated on it. How am I going to teach them?
Exactly. So we need to start educating more. The answer here is education, and it's the.
So I said earlier, the trans has to be the teacher, not a person guessing what a trans is going through. So how come we don't have transgender teachers?
I don't know. Because it's hard for transgender. Well, the way that these things are going, if I'm a transgender teacher now, if they don't have a transgender bathroom, how can I work at that school? Because I can't use this. I'd get fired.
I think that's what I was saying earlier. This is what I was saying earlier. If you talk about it and fight and have people that's supporting it enough, then you will get it. But it requires work.
There is a lot of work to do. But when there's laws like this that completely negate everything that has ever been fought for just with the stroke of a pen,
But the
what?
laws are
That means
made
there's
to
more
protect.
work.
The laws are made to protect people. They're not made to.
Yes, they are. There's a
So,
reason why
so,
these
but
laws
you
are.
got to understand though that they're just
I
trying to
understand that.
protect that little lady.
I
Listen,
understand that.
they're trying
I
to
understand
protect
that.
that little lady that's not Debo. She's not
Yes,
built like a
I get
man.
that. I
So
get
that
that.
she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose. But now, if a trans goes in there and and Debo comes in, you could probably handle yourself. But that little lady's gonna get taken advantage of. That's what they're talking about.
All right. Well, I'm 130 pounds soaking wet. So if I go and use the men's restroom, chances are, if there's a Debo in there, I'm not. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me
That don't
because
men
I'm
don't. That doesn't happen, bro. Miss
no.
Joker.
It
No,
doesn't.
hell
It
no.
doesn't.
No man ain't
It
never
doesn't.
approached me in the bathroom. I've
Huh?
been pissing for a long time. Ain't nobody.
When's the
Men,
last time you went to the bathroom wearing a skirt?
that's never.
Okay, so how do you know if it? Because it's not. You see what I'm saying? It does happen. You just
You
don't know it because you haven't experienced
Yeah,
it.
but America, listen to every man in America in a bathroom that if he never seen that, then that's hard to elaborate on.
It
But the
is, isn't
people
it?
that's been in there and seen it, I'm sure they can say whatever it is. I've never seen it, so I can't elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? If
We
a
don't.
dude, if
We
a
don't
dude
talk
came in
about
the
the
bathroom with a dress on,
people.
and people
People
wear
in any
kilts, I
private
mean, I would
area.
probably think it was a kilt, not
Listen.
knowing what the fuck's
I'm
going
gonna come
on.
out. I'm gonna come out. This is a little left field, okay? A little way out there, but it's not wrong, okay? People in a private area in a public, well, let's say a private enclosure in a public area or common area are prone to have anything of any nature happen. For instance, um, a homosexual man, known homosexual man, walks into a bathroom. Okay, for whatever reason, there's an argument or whatnot, and then the one of the other party of this argument recognizes that this is a homosexual man. Who's to say that his friend ain't in the stall? And then it's a whole. Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay, that happens. Like men
It
get raped
does.
in their own bathrooms.
Yeah, but by again, by the weirdo.
So you exactly. So you what? So really, what it is, really, what it's all boiling down to, again, if it's not education, it's just the simple fact that people are fucked, regardless. You could do this all you want. It's still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen. People will find out a way to get what they want. If they want to be mean, vile, nasty, weird motherfuckers, they're gonna do it. Period. So the answer is not to make it harder for others who aren't. The answer is to, let's say, educate to let's get these motherfuckers out of society by educating them out. Teach people how to be
You
better
just, you
parents
just, you
so that
just,
their kids don't end up fucked. You know
you
what I'm
just
saying?
expressed
And turn
that
into
though.
people like
Like
that.
you just
You know what I'm
basically
saying?
said what it is. Like then
It
you,
is.
the group needs to be the people that educate the people on this. People can't. I can't be a teacher coming out of
Well,
whatever and then teach my a community what this is like because I have just an idea. I'm not
right.
one. I can't tell you everything, but the community the community of you all should be willing to say, hey, you know what? Let's get together and educate these people so they have a better understanding of what we're going through so they don't have to guess it. But you need supporters. It's not because it's not because everybody doesn't or everybody looks at it one way. There's a lot of people just don't know, like you said. So
Mm-hmm.
your community of choice of genders, you guys should be willing to step up and educate America. Not
Yeah.
and it takes you guys to build
It
that.
does. It does. But
So
also
then you got to get a group of
ears to
people to.
listen.
But
Not
everyone's
so
listening. I'm
much.
sure. Listen, everyone wants to know what's going on, but no one's like you just said. No one's smart enough to educate my question or questions times how many ever billion
Right.
people that don't know,
Right.
bro.
right? Correct and move on. That's what I always say. You know what I mean? I don't want to like linger on things with people. If they feel like they've done me wrong, I say, you've not done anything wrong. You've just done the wrong thing. You just didn't do it wrongly, or you done it wrongly is what I say, whatever. Anyways, there's a way to go about things, and there's a way not to go about things.
Yeah,
And
but if a person
not
doesn't know
every way.
how do you teach them?
And I don't read thoughts, and they can't either. That's pretty much the gist of it. There's no wrong approach, but the only wrong approach is the anti approach. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
let's
but
just like
this is what
let's
I'm
just cut
thinking.
it all out.
This is what I'm. Maybe I'm saying you're not saying anything wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? But why do people wait on the government? Why? Why
I
do
don't
people
know.
wait on the fucking government?
Specifically
The
our
government's
country.
not paying attention to this shit. They just wrote this shit up to make a person feel a certain type of way on one side and the other
Exactly.
side, right?
Exactly.
So whoever feels however they feel on whatever side they on, how come we always go, well, the government's not doing anything about it? What about the community?
It's not the government's job. It's not the government's job. But we as a society have now we've accepted the fact that the government is going to tell us what to do,
No,
how
we've
to do
accepted
it,
the
when
fact
to
that
do it,
society don't know
and
how to
roll
use their
over.
fucking voices, and they all bow
People
down
don't
to
know how to
bullshit.
use their judgment because they weren't taught judgment, because the people that taught them their dose of judgment barely got the dose of judgment that they should have been taught, and vice versa, and down the line they go. You see what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
The snowball effect here is what's happening. This is a snowball effect of stupidity and
That
ignorance.
makes sense. That makes sense.
That's all this is. And because of that, um, people of I'd like to consider myself of at least a reasonable amount of intellect, to where I'm not a layman, okay? And I have judgment, and I have logic, and I have morals. See, there's that little word right there, morals. That is something that has been lost on this nation for a few generations now, and because of that, this is a problem. This
But but
would
isn't
be a
that the
problem
people in
if we all
society's
had
choice
morals.
though? That's not, but that's a choice. It's a choice for you
What
to
choice?
have.
It's a choice for me to have morals.
Some
Sure,
people don't
sure,
give a shit.
but okay.
You give a shit.
We
Some
all
people
go to
don't. Isn't
stores.
that
We
like
all go into stores. We all go into stores with money in our pockets. Some of us pay for our shit. Some of us steal it. Now, what drives that? Is this? If you can answer that, that's the answer, or that's the direction anyway. To find the
discipline?
answer, how to find.
Discipline.
There you go. There you go.
But everybody's not
Who
disciplined. Do you think everybody has
No,
a parent?
we're not dis.
Do you think
No,
everybody has a
absolutely not.
teacher? So if
Well,
no
there's
one is
that.
taught that, then how to exactly? So then it takes a village.
Man,
It takes a
doesn't it?
right. But
Does
you
it?
listen, you guys have a
I'm all
community.
about it. What community? My community don't do shit.
Listen.
You know who people? You know how many people do shit for me? The regular people that I live with, and I ingrain myself in my friends, my family, my community is only my friends, my family, and my community because I let it so because I work for it. I don't sit on my ass and expect things to come to me. I work for everything I do. Now,
Yeah, but we're talking about the choice that we're talking about gender, like right? Not you,
no,
but I'm saying
but
that,
is
bro.
it though? Is
I'm
it
saying,
though? Now this is targeting specifically transgender issue. The transgender
because there's
issue as an
fucking
issue.
weirdos that's willing to go in the bathroom and rape women.
Right. Yes, I understand that.
So then
Those
I'm
weirdos,
lost
why do they
on
exist? Why do they exist? And how did they get there?
I think that the point I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is that there's a community of transgenders. You guys need to come together and figure it out, because there's nobody out here that's undereducated gonna do it for you guys. Not you,
No,
but
absolutely not.
right, the community,
right now.
the community that wants to support fucking Adolf Hitler or Malcolm X or Martin Luther. There was a community and they fought to be heard.
Right.
The community that you in, no one's fighting.
Also,
And
there
if
was
they
also no
are, and if
opportunity
they are,
when I was there.
where? And if they
Yeah,
are,
well, there's
where?
not a whole lot of us. That's what I'm trying to get to. Really,
There
ultimately,
is. You
like
just not
there's
aware. There's a
what
lot of
everywhere.
transgenders.
How
There's a
many
lot.
people you know
You want me to
personally,
tell you why I think there's a lot? This wouldn't even
other
be
than
a
me?
topic if it was less than that.
Well, I'm just asking. Other than me, oh, Cedar's in here. Sorry, damn it. Other than me, uh, all right. Other than me, sorry about that. Cedar, you gotta have to mute your mic or something because I'm hearing echo. But other than me, who do you know personally that is trans?
As far as openly as far as openly expressing that, nobody.
Okay,
But in
got a hunch.
behind the closed door, who knows? Probably more than five. Who's willing to express anything
So
about
the reason why that
that?
they're behind closed doors,
That's why.
and so the people that are behind closed doors are expected to come out into the open to fight for things that they don't even do because they're
Look,
not
bro.
even out in the open.
Sorry.
You see what I'm
Look,
saying?
Joker. This is what I'm saying. This is the point I'm trying to make. Listen, there's the person pretending to be what you believe
Right.
you are, and then
Right.
there's the person that knows who they are. So you specifically know I'm a woman. You're open about it, but that guy over there that's not saying anything about it,
Right.
that's the person to watch. So there's
Right.
people that believe and they're openly expressing it, and then there's that person that just is in the dark and won't say anything about it at all. That's the people that
Okay.
you're looking out for. You're
Yes. There's
educating.
so
You're educating. How many
there
other
are.
people are online right now doing what you're doing? Listen, you're only here, so don't say none because there's billions of
No. I'm
YouTube
not saying
streams all
that.
over the world,
I'm not
right?
saying
So,
that.
right, so because maybe listen, the community seems small because maybe you haven't ventured out far enough into it self.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's probably bigger than what you think it is. You know what I'm
Of course it
saying?
is.
Right. So,
But I'm saying is that I know zero other trans people unless I go and find them.
but that's
So
the
like
point. No one's
I
looking for them. Who's looking for them?
I'm just saying there's not as many as people ought to believe there are. Not real ones that I know anyways. Like that actually day in and
There's a
day out
reason this bill
weekend warrior.
exists. There's a reason this exists.
Of
It's
course
bigger
there
than
is.
what. So that means it's bigger
This is
than
an
what we're
answer. This
talking.
is an answer because this isn't the right answer, but it's at least fuck. I mean, they're trying something, even if it's wrong. I don't disagree with
Do
it.
you think
I
that this
don't
would
disagree with the
exist if it
bill.
was smaller
I'm
than what you
furious.
thought it was? This it has to
Okay.
be a big thing because this exists. We're reading it.
We're
It's
not even messing
huge.
with it yet, though. There's a lot that this touches on that are just there's things that are put into effect here that are now law according to this bill here, whatever the fuck. But there's things that I don't necessarily agree with, and that's why we're talking about it. That's all. All right,
Yeah,
let's
no,
move on. And
I came in
I'm
prepared for
glad you're
this.
here, man. I missed you. You got
I
you
love
got
your
you.
ass, but God, come on, man.
All right,
So
so
you're,
I'm gonna
hey,
get
so
to
you're
the
an idiot like me too? Love
yeah
this fucking
yeah.
retard.
What up, Cito?
What's good, Joker Track?
What
Who's
up,
on
I'm
the
gonna
man?
get to
panel?
this.
Who's
I'm
All
gonna
that?
right, bro.
I'm,
What's happening?
I'm gonna get to
Nice to meet
next
you, my brother.
section, and then we'll talk. We'll keep going like we're going. You guys good? I got all night. Trust me. We're gonna talk about
I
this
ain't
He
got.
shit.
I
gonna,
ain't
he
got
gonna, he proving his point today. She
All
gonna get to
right.
it today.
Okay. So this just continues on, and specifically, reiterating, certain offices need to adjust and whatnot, what have you. So it all goes down. It trickles down all the way down. So then they take back all these documents. Okay, and here's the list of all these documents. I'm not going to go through all the documents, but I don't believe that retracting these documents, because simply because it's inconsistent to this authority, I don't think retracting the documents entirely from existence is the answer. That's almost as bad as book burning, in my opinion. And it's a very long list. Okay. Um, but to sum it up, uh, the Equal Opportunity Employer Commission's enforcement guidance on harassment in the workplace, for example, okay, is going to be just removed. There's no um, addendum or nothing. You know what I mean? These things could be updated uh, in accordance to law. There could be a code or whatever adjustment for all these things. His answer is just to take all these and just say that they're no good, and we're gonna just throw it out, or however he says it. Says this order is not intended and does not create any right or benefit, substantive, procedural, enforceable at law, or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, entities, officers, employees, agents, and any other person. If any provision of this order of the application of any provision in any person in any circumstances held to be invalid, the remainder of this order and the applicant of its provisions and any other persons and circumstances shall not be affected thereby. In other words, if you don't like it, tough titty. Okay? But I'm going to go through and I'm going to read these books, or I'm going to find these documents that are listed, and we'll revisit this for another time. But I don't think taking the education that we do have out of the entire equation is not the answer. And as a final point to touch on, the protecting of the rights of women, which is what's the main driving force here, because there are incidents where women feel unsafe, and I get that, because unfortunately, not every trans person that's walking around has the physical gift of passing, and some of them probably should have just reconsidered that decision altogether. They exist. Can't be helped. What can be helped is, one, the person who does decide that this is how they want to live their life publicly needs to understand that these things. I unfortunately have to accept these. I have to. This is my life. Okay. Now this is dictating how I'm going to live my life from this point on and out in a public setting. Not y'all. Okay. So this is why I'm bringing it up. So others like me, hopefully, this reaches some of them, so that maybe I can get a voice, and so that maybe I can get a movement, or maybe that I can find some right thing to do that is within my power and people like me. But also at the same time, if you have the wherewithal to make it a decision to live your life the way that we do, this is what we're facing. This is what we're gonna face, and it ain't just gonna change. In fact, it's gonna get worse unless we do something about it. So to stress on your point, yeah, I agree 100%. We need to, as a community, also as a community altogether, also need to be able to address these issues more openly and discuss and find better alternatives other than letting the government just simply solve the issue.
But I
And
mean,
that's where I'll stop.
can I chime in? Where this is a
Yeah, go ahead.
joker. Where so these conversations are healthy for the simple fact of we're accepted, bro. No matter what they put on a piece of paper, whatever they write as a law, bro, it's gonna come down to society itself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Yep.
listen, we're dude. I know 3 transgender people, and I've had conversations with them. And am I confused? Yeah. Where there's like, I mean, not confused, but I mean in the sense of like, it's hard for me to believe it. We're like, why the fuck would you think you're a girl? Right. I can accept you for who
Right.
you are. You feel me? Right. But I wonder about it, and I just think it's a magic trick, bro.
I
Listen, where like you
I
said,
like that.
like you said about the we're like, dude, where they made it a community where it's bigger than you think, bro. Just a lot of people don't bring it to the internet because they got love at home, so they're okay
Yeah.
with where they're at. So
They're okay in
that
their
way,
community.
right. Listen, right. At
It's
the
like
end
a
of the day,
gang.
listen,
You know what I'm saying? There's blues,
listen,
reds, there's
yo,
all this
hold on.
stuff.
Listen, not just that. Listen, where everybody you meet that's poor, if they tell you if I make it, I'm gonna give back to my community. No, you're not, because your community is at home. You're gonna worry about
Exactly.
your kids, your wife, your child, your grandchildren, children that ain't even here yet. You know what I mean? Right? You're not gonna give back. You
Fact.
think you are. It's easy to say that. It's very easy to be like, yeah.
If there was
I'm gonna
more
worry
love
about it.
in our communities as a whole, not
Now,
necessarily
hold
within
on, hold on,
the
but
realm of gender identify.
Right, hold on, listen,
And
listen.
it's
But dude, most people don't really care about it. It's the fact that it gets bought up, and that's what
exactly.
intrigues your interest. It's
Triggers.
because,
Yeah.
right. Where you don't, you never cared until they told you, and now you look, and now you see it. Wait a second, dude. It's to me, it's a way of them. You know what I'm saying? Where listen,
Mind manipulation.
right, exactly, bro. Listen,
It's
they
the
gave you
system.
a flag. They gave you a flag and all that to make it a bigger deal.
I
That
wanted
way,
to
dude.
talk about it because I wanted to see how everybody's feeling was, and I wanted everybody to hear what my feeling
No,
was.
right, no, right. But listen,
Right.
listen.
No,
These
you're 100% right.
conversations are the healthiest thing. This is what they don't want.
Yes.
Is this?
I agree.
This
Absolutely.
is
I
what they
agree.
don't want. Is
Absolutely.
this? Three random people actually just being like, oh wait, maybe he's not a bad person.
And
You
all
might think he's a
different
girl,
and,
but
and
he's a
all
good person.
differences of opinion and
Right.
outlooks on the whole shit.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Great topic.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, not just a great topic where a lot of this shit is where I'm 46. When I was a kid, gay people lived in a closet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right. Like there was in a closet where I can't imagine. Like, listen, me and Joker, where we talk about it all the time. Where listen, I call him a he, a she. We have a bond in the sense he or she knows. I mean, no disrespect. I'm speaking. I mean, I can't even get the sentence out right. But my point is, I'm talking to Joker. I don't give a fuck if you're a boy, a girl, an alien. None of my goddamn business. What you do privately. But the individual is who the fuck I'm here to know. You know what I mean? And these little conversations are, listen, I'm Hispanic. There's a black man on the panel. We got a trans where we get a white person and an Asian person, and oh shit, we might be world conquering. Right. Shit, you know what I mean? But it's
as our brother, man. It don't matter.
Right.
Your brother.
It's planning to see, bro. They throw you all this shit where they put you all under one flag so you have an ally. So they can make you feel, because it's not, this happens a lot at home, but if your family accepts you for it, cool. Right. Then you're not going to worry about what the world
is. The ones that matter the most.
Because they're the ones that matter the most. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like homie was saying earlier, you know what I'm saying? Because I was tuned in. I couldn't figure out how to get here. I kept hitting the wrong button. I'm dumb as shit.
Yeah, I had you locked out too.
Oh, wow. No, that's why nobody likes you, bro.
I couldn't see you.
That's hilarious.
No, don't put me on the main screen. Fuck out of here.
Well, I had to turn my camera. I don't know. My webcam fucking broke, so I have to use this mobile phone, and it's just being an asshole. But no, dude, I'm glad you did come up here because, like, I mean, how many times have we had a discussion similar of this nature? You know what I mean?
Dude, why the fuck you can't? I kept putting in like, put me in, coach. Well, listen, I don't have a horse in the race. I have a homie in the race. You feel me?
Right.
Right, and I know people in my real life that did it, and as long as I can ask you questions and wonder what it is, I can't tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you're willing to, like, dude, listen, you accept yours.
And he's educating us too.
Right, absolutely. I mean, listen, we're
saying the hard stuff, and we're talking about the hard thing. You know what I mean?
Dude,
avoiding it altogether isn't the answer.
Right, but listen, and nobody wants to avoid it. But if it's not my business, I'm not concerned. You feel me? Listen, I can tell you, as an Hispanic, my family came from Dominican Republic, right? Where, listen, my mama, right, where she dated a black guy in Dominican Republic before my dad. When she got here, I was raised, real talk, in a black neighborhood. No black friends, no black girlfriends. Where, oh, mom, making this shit difficult. Right. We're in conversation, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, I mean, whatever. Then I had friends, whatever. My black friends can come over. I can have a black girlfriend. She ain't gonna say nothing, but somewhere. Right. So I asked her, I'm like, hold on, so how do you have a black boyfriend, but now it's no blacks? And she was like, no, I come to this country. I don't know the language, don't know the culture. I got to learn the language. I learned the culture. Right. So she was kind of racist towards black Americans, not Haitians, not Jamaicans, not people that came to this country with the American dream, the ones that were here. My point is, dude, where it was programmed into her head. Right.
Absolutely.
When she said, I don't know the language and I don't know the culture. Right. And then all you see is this. Where what I would say for like the transgender, the gays, the LGBTQ, whatever letters it is, where I will give you props in the sense of the fact that you're a topic of conversation. It's because you're out here. And then, like homie said earlier, it's not as small as you think it is. A lot of them just live in private. A lot of these people writing this shit, a lot of these Republicans are the first ones.
They're the
put
ones
their dick in a glory hole.
exactly. They're the ones. That's why they can express it in so much description, bro, because they are it, but they have to be a leader. They have to be a leader.
Right, not a leader, but
right.
Dude,
they represent our country.
Peers.
Yeah,
no, but they have to be accepted by their peers. That's it.
That too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, you know what conquers money? Power.
Power.
Listen, Trump is on a power trip. It's not about money. It's power.
That's all it is. It is a power trip.
Right. So nobody wants to be the bottom of the totem pole.
Well,
nobody wants to be the bottom of the totem pole.
So downhill.
No, right, and that's what I mean, dude. Right, and that's exactly what I'm saying with you, right? Where it's an avalanche effect, like you said, the snowball effect, right? So every group is trying to make sure they're not at the bottom. So if you can't find one to put at the bottom, put them together so they could be the bottom.
Absolutely,
that makes us better. There's no economy. There's no rich billionaires without us poor people
at the bottom.
Period. We exist.
Right. I mean, and we outnumber them. Then a motherfucker.
And
We just can't afford to stick together because
never snapped out of it. The moment we snap out of it, game's over.
How much is it gonna take? What is it gonna take?
It takes people to come together and stop the bullshit. Understand that the systematic system that keeps us in the fucking trance.
My honest opinion, how long it takes, bro? It'll take 3 fucking days. All we have to do is all unite to sit down. Just sit down.
That's it.
Sit down. We're doing this.
Yeah.
If you're a black fucking lawyer, sit down because you're standing for the black cause. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where, dude, the Jews do it respectfully.
They fucking
Kanye went from $1 billion to 500 million. Is he still rich? Yeah. But you know who he it wasn't the Nazi comment. It was, bro, you just disrespected your interior decorator, your accountant, the lawyer. Right, you fucked up. Right. So what do they do, bro? Right. We're gonna sit down and
together. But you know what though? You know what's so unruly about what's so pro about Kanye? He knew that. He was trying to set the pace.
I don't know.
But nobody else caught on. All he needed was another person and for it to keep stacking.
Respectfully, I don't think he cares about none of that. I think Kanye, and it's not because he has money. He's just one of us. He just speaks his opinion. And when you get a certain level, your opinion, like, shut up, follow suit. You know what I mean? I don't think he's trying to start a movement and be a martyr. No, he speaks the same way we talk it. He would be great right here on the panel because he would tell you how the fuck he feels. And it has nothing to do with a dollar sign, but we look at the fact that he has money, so we put it there. Where as a society, if you're the richest person in the room, we swear to God, you smart. Man, you could have won the fucking lotto. And we think that they give you the code to Illuminati because you won the lotto. We will argue anything as a society. Listen, you want to see mankind get along all as one? Let there actually be a fucking alien. Because that alien talk is still theory. But let one fucking alien come down and all humans will get along and be like, oh shit, they're going to invade us. And now we don't give a fuck what you do with your life. Because
I love this guy. I love this guy.
The purge was coming. Now, listen. I know somebody, bro. Check this out. True story. And I say this in Joker where I understand like what you go through, but I don't understand. But I do. Because you just became a modern day target in a weird way.
In a weird way, yeah, unfortunately.
Right,
but
you know what I mean? Right. It just became where if you notice in society, all we do is move the target. At first it was blacks, then Hispanics, then ladies, then blacks again, then ladies, and oh shit, gays, yeah.
These kinds of things happen
the Chinese,
all the time.
The Russians, let's buy Greenland. It's just move the target around. It's straight right. It's an algorithm. Dude, do you really believe that every 4 years somebody opens and closes this Alaskan pipeline? Is that what we believe? Because that's what we read.
That's what we believe. That's what people believe.
Right. That's what it means. So you think every 4 years this motherfucker like the Democrats are like, man, close that shit. The Republicans are like, let it open. And then you get in office and be like, oh, it's closed. Damn it.
Yeah. The moral, the point that I was trying to convey Okay,
That's how they get us.
listen, it's not necessarily about the trans thing at all, for real, for real. The whole point of what I'm trying to say tonight
Divide and conquer.
is exactly just that. Today it's
Divide and
me.
conquer. Give you
Today it's me.
anything to talk about.
Tomorrow it's you.
Right. Listen, right. Where you get all your rights, and then listen, like you said earlier. Like, listen, it makes me laugh because first
Crazy.
of all, like, in America, prisons are filled with migrants. If you actually want to be successful in America, ask Michael Jordan. First thing you do is privately finance a prison, dude, and it's not for criminals.
Facts. It's
When
not
they
for criminals.
do you know how many people Trump has to deport to catch Obama? Obama is fucking Tom Brady, Michael Jordan of this deportation shit. Only difference is he did it very quietly. He fed him, put him on a bus, sent 7 buses to the fucking Mexico gate, let them go right across, and wait a couple hours for them to jump back over. Like that.
It's gonna be, as far as how people are treated in this country, it's gonna always be a game of cat and mouse.
No, right. But listen, dude, to be an American, you have to leave this country. If y'all never left the country, you don't understand the game they're playing. Living here is not the game. No, listen, I'm Dominican. You go to my country, you get $47 for 1 of ours.
Bro, come on. That's what I'm saying, bro. And that's because, listen, I fucking like this guy.
Love me, goddammit.
Because America's fucking blind. People are blind. And listen, because who you believe in. You know what I'm saying? These people want to come here for a fucking reason.
Listen. Right. Listen.
I went to fucking Jamaica. That shit is sticks.
Right.
There's nothing out there. People, they make it look glamorous as fuck. When we landed at the airport, that motherfucker was something. Bro,
I love you.
It was gut safe on a goddamn plane.
Listen. You know what they do show you? Right. The American embassies that are on the beach. It's an American embassy when you go to these hotels. Right.
Show you the American way.
Listen,
as soon as we got off the fucking boat, little kid climbed up a tree and cut a coconut as fast as you could blink, and it dropped it down, then spilled shit, and this boy's asking you for $1. He doesn't want $5. He wants $1.
Well, bro, listen, anything is negotiable if you have an American dollar. My mom just came back from Dubai. Check this out, from Dubai. Right? Ooh, my mama rich, not me. So my mom is like me. Well, she'll ask the taxi driver questions. Okay? So she asked the guy, why would you prefer $1 instead of €1 if €1's worth more? And his response was, whatever the fuck this means, $1's $1. That's simple. That plain. I'm talking about it takes 24 hours to get there and shit. And them motherfuckers are like, $1's $1. I don't know what that means, because I know $1 here. I can't even buy an Arizona iced tea because I'm 7 cents short.
A dollar is $1.
You understand what I'm saying?
With no disrespect, though. With no disrespect, $1 is. I kind of get it. $1 is the 47 cents. It's 50 cents more than what I'm used to. So $1 is $1. But listen, 50 Cent said this shit too. They don't take pennies and nickels and quarters and dimes. I take all of that shit because pennies is.
So, listen. Panhandling is $1 billion business. If you think that guy sticking his hand out, begging you for $1 doesn't reach his quota,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
What is his quota? He's surpassed that shit.
Right, you understand what I'm saying?
You can make money doing that, and people just
it's $1 billion industry.
It's $1 billion tax-free industry.
This billion, by you standing there, it is a church. Well, dude, listen, and I try to explain this to people. One, in America, bro, we're all 2.5 weeks from being homeless.
Yeah,
that's a fact. If you got a support system or good credit, you 2 bad weeks. If you catch a fucking ticket,
it's like you're either broke or you're broke people with nice shit. You're still broke.
But my brother, my point is, we're all broke here.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we just play the part. It just looks good.
Class, it's just that.
Joker, like you said, where Trump has this shit. I personally, not a Trump fan, I'm not a Trump hater. I think you're a fucking idiot. I blame the country. I blame the church. We're like, thank God you didn't get 8 years in a row, but we would have been in trouble. Shit. But how do you think fucking Hitler started?
Exactly.
I just like shit.
Listen, everybody in America said he was such a good businessman. And though we're so stupid and blind, but thank God that the leadership is stupid and blind too, where they're going to give us all the secrets.
they're gonna get some down, up, down, left, right, B.
They do. They definitely do. They make movies. They fucking
no, wait, but not just the movies.
they write books.
Not just the movies. What I'm saying is that, dude, we are so blinded to like telling us we're poor and text dollars. But my nigga, we don't even realize it's the elite running the country right now. These are the ones, the same ones that you hate.
Right
But
now.
you think he's good at business, huh? Stay around. He gets 4 years to increase his business. He's never going to prison. There's only been 45, 46 of these presidents. Dude, there's your Illuminati. And they don't even run shit. Dude, they have an agenda. They are told Trump's first term in office, it was racism. Right? When I say racism, dude, the KKK was like, man, fuck this mask. I'm going outside. Listen, just like that. They didn't give a fuck. South Carolina, North Carolina, one of them Carolinas where they didn't give a flying.
In your opinion,
South Carolina.
South
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Dude, they didn't give a flying fuck.
Let me ask you this. In your opinion, do you think, with the way things are headed, is it a bad thing or is it a good thing that they have to head this way? Like, what I mean is that, do you think that us as a people are ever going to learn our lesson unless we see travesty?
You asking me?
I'm either one of you.
Okay, well,
I got an answer too.
Let me finish because this is exactly where I was starting, dog. Where they're not pushing the white agenda, they're pushing an agenda. Dude, they don't push gay. They're trying to demasculate men. It's not about pushing gay. But dude, when they tell you can't have an abortion, do you think they're talking to the same Mexicans that jump across the fence and rape people? Do you think they're talking to black people? No, right? They're trying to get more white people.
Right.
But they can't say that. So now we'll throw it into like, hey, your kid's gonna be gay. Well, how the fuck do you know? What makes you think, right? Because dude, you make it an option. You make it there. You know what I'm saying? You just spitball shit. You know that old saying, throw shit on the wall, see what sticks.
Hell yeah, big fat.
See
which one sticks. If this one sticks, we'll argue that one for a little bit.
Hey, we got to do that segment. Throw shit on the wall and see if it sticks. That should be the next segment.
Right, bro. Listen, the real talk, like Joker, for example, you're trans, I'm not. The fact that I can argue this with you, because I can have an argument with you, tell you you're right, tell you you're wrong, but man, and I don't live in your shoes. So why the fuck do I get the right to argue? Listen, hey, homie, what's your name on the panel?
CY, bro.
CY, what's good, bro? Like, listen, me and CY, me and him. CY, are you straight? Black, white, Asian, other?
I'm black.
Okay, right. And are you a straight man? You gay man?
I'm black.
All right.
I'm not so I'm straight. That don't exist to me. You know what I'm saying? I got gay friends, I got trans friends, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? I'm straight though. I'm straight.
That's what I mean in the sense of me and him can have a whole conversation about trans people, and neither one of us are trans.
Right.
And me and him can have a whole debate. It sounds right or wrong.
It sounds right. That's why I was saying earlier.
A whole debate. And we don't live in your shoes.
That's what I was saying earlier.
That's the magic trick. Woo,
that's exactly what I was saying earlier. It could go 100 ways. You have to educate your community. Listen, I can tell you this, black community over here, I'm a part of this shit. Ain't no trans community. It's right across the street. I ain't never seen that shit. And I'm right across the street from it. I could literally say that. It's gays over there. It's gangs over there. It's shooting down there. It's thugs right there. It's just what the community.
You know what made that? You know what made y'all's community the community it is? Is the shit that y'all went through and got out together.
Nah, that's the excuse. It's the choices. Yeah, come on, bro. Listen, fuck that. We have choice. America has choice. People.
Can I finish what I was going to say?
Listen, taking it back in history.
Y'all weren't. Listen, y'all weren't.
I live in the past that I ain't never grew up in, man. I can't tell you what a slave felt like, bro.
Taking it back to history, what really happened was, where white people, where a black mother tried to protect her son, and they found
it's the same shit that's happening today.
Right, exactly.
We just see it for what it is. CJ, they got their ass whooped. Now we fight back a little bit. That's it.
CJ, right? I just want to make sure I got it right.
CY. I'm Chris, bro. Just call me Chris, bro. I'm Chris.
All right. Hey, that's a lot easier. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm Chris.
So Joker. My point is where, if you notice, right, where we took the color away, right? Because now you're gay. It's an argument in itself. Now, if it's too many of one complexion, right, then we'll be like, look at the blacks. Look how big they are. Right, we like do where it's like saving that. Okay? Where right now we don't need to argue race. We'll argue against transgender people, gay people. We'll
because it's
judge you. Right, right. No, right. No, but I mean, but my point is, it's not dead. It's
My
just.
point is
But you can bring it back up when it's convenient.
My point is, it shouldn't. Ultimately, it shouldn't matter. It's people as a whole and people in general. Just because I'm different, I'm just the next target.
What the fuck makes you different?
I don't know.
Whatever
I don't
you do
feel
with
different.
your vagina, your titties,
You
your
do
mouth
feel
is
different,
your
though.
business.
You do feel
We
different.
had that.
Express that tonight. You feel different.
I
different.
as physically as a gender, I feel different, but I'm no different than
That's
you.
what he said. You are different.
As a human being.
The word different doesn't change. It doesn't change. You different.
It's perception, though.
It's all upstairs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's all perception.
That's what the world misses. It's they miss the picture that they're looking at. They're not looking at it.
Yes, man.
Right.
Listen,
No one's paying attention to the fucking
Chris,
painting.
Chris, I love you. Dog. Listen,
Yeah.
everybody looks at the picture. Nobody notices that the frame is crooked.
That's
Yeah,
it.
or they don't see the little dot where the motherfucker splattered some paint. Like, you feel me? You can't all see Mona Lisa and not notice the fucking spider web at the bottom of that
music. It is fucking everything. Everything is subjective that we argue, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
is.
Listen, at the end of the day, this shit
the
is for
same
none.
shit until
This
you
shit is
decide
for
to walk
none.
left or
This
right.
shit for none. Right. And why they got to give you a left and a right? Because if they just gave you an open, you think about it yourself. Nah. If you're a Yankee fan, you'll never like the Red Sox.
Period. Because that's the mind state.
Put it in the early.
You can't like 15 different teams and they got 15 different fucking teams. They all hit a fucking baseball, shoot a basketball. Nobody likes basketball. They just like the Dallas Mavericks. Get the fuck out of here. It's the same fucking game. It doesn't matter who's fucking shooting the ball, Michael Jordan or Scottie fucking Pippen.
Dude, listen, we don't even watch soccer as Americans. If you want to see how much we hate on anything.
Hey, I watch football. Ain't that what it's called? But they got an American football. I ain't never heard of Brazilian football. They kicking balls. We throw the ball. What the fuck?
American football, but we use their feet. And then we consider the kicker not a football player.
Right. The fucking Cowboys kicker came from a soccer game.
Chris,
that fucker's put this ball 100 fucking yards.
Dude, I love you, dude.
Man, because let me say,
I mean, dude, it's right in front of you.
I literally try to listen, man. I've been through a lot of shit in life, man. And let me tell you this, man. To whoever watched in this shit, to whoever watches it after, the one thing that I learned in this life is if you're not paying attention, you are fucking lost.
That's it.
You better learn. Listen, when they said to me, learn how to read a compass, not direction where I'm going, because I can go wherever the fuck I want. You better see what the fuck you see getting there and going there. Because it's a lot of shit to be seen. What you pay attention to is where you stuck at.
Listen,
it's hard to see everything. What you want to know, you know. What we don't pay attention to, we fucking opinionate about. It's real shit.
Streets go east and west, dude. Like you said, the compass, and I mean it's mentally also. You know, but these are also true facts. But listen, avenues, boulevards go north and south.
Fact.
Streets go east and west.
Yes.
But dude, they're giving you a compass. They're giving you a direction. Now the fact where they want you to look. Okay, so wait, is it left? Is it right? You confuse yourself.
You confuse yourself. And in some places they put numbers and fucking letters. In Arizona, they got numbers 0 through fucking
right. That's it. In Miami,
when you get to 0 Street from 50 down and 50 up, it's called Central. In the middle,
in Miami,
it's called Central.
Never get lost. In Miami,
the center street between 100 streets is Central.
Right.
You're in Central fucking Phoenix. Then when you go up, names. When you go back, numbers. Go left, right.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Uptown.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's a fact. So my thing, man, I stopped paying attention to what I believe, and I pay attention to what the world put in front of me. Now I'm listen, I don't get it. I understand this shit.
Yes.
It's a level to a lot of shit.
Good
bro.
wording, though.
You could be smart, You could be intelligent or you could be wise. You get a choice.
Absolutely.
They literally gave us a fucking choice. You could be stupid, dumb, or ignorant. They gave us a choice. They all mean something.
My brother, listen, and you know what? Listen, where exactly piggybacking off what you said, where you know what a lot of people don't understand. Every opinion is factual.
It's factual because that's that man's fucking. He's seen it.
Yeah.
He lived it.
Every opinion is factual.
The person that never seen it or been through it has the fucking argument, right? How the fuck do you argue something you ain't never been through?
Man, it's factual.
What I want to do, guys.
You do what you want with the definition of the words.
Let me ask you. All right, so
cheers.
We talk about this shit for a minute, yo. You guys are fucking killing me. So, what would be your advice to people watching this? As far as like not necessarily just focusing on the transgender thing, but as a whole, as human beings. Okay, because my point to this entire thing, okay, is that if we aren't careful, it will be taken, and pretty soon we won't have anything that we have left.
No, but you will because because as humans we do what we want, and then they have to react to it. You feel me?
But
right, they have a reaction to whatever we're doing.
As long as we let it happen. So, how much is it going to take before we?
Community needs to come to work, man.
But nobody cares as much as we think people should. That's
exactly.
the problem.
It is
Nobody
minute.
cares.
It's really minute.
Dude, nobody.
It's so small, bro.
Everybody
wants to care. Dude,
no,
listen, they want to, but it's not everybody's. They don't have a fight. They have to worry about they struggle. Right. Listen, for example, if my son tells me he's gay, whatever, feel me, right? Where I got to deal with that as a parent. I'm not worried about the society he lives in. I'm worried about his comfort level in the society I live in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Dude, it's very easy. Listen. I'll give you an example where, bro, if money was the end of all means, because you know what I'm saying, we all think that our problems is because we're poor, right? Right, man. Listen, wait, Jeff Bezos, why the fuck you still going to work? Elon Musk, why are you waking up Monday morning to get to work?
Oh, I love this shit. I love this shit. I'll eat this shit up. Oh my god, you can't have me on this segment.
Does it help?
Man,
I was trying to get him on here earlier.
Oh shit.
You can't be rich. You can't be rich and happy.
Oh, nah, you can't be rich and need a fucking job. Period.
Facts.
I mean, dude,
man, listen, man, I can walk outside with the sharpest shit on and have $1 billion in my account. As long as you believe it, I'm great.
Chris, where you at?
I'm in the Bay Area.
You in the Bay? Listen, dude, if I had $198 billion, I am building a bridge from Miami.
I'm not building shit for you to get across nothing. It's not my problem.
It's my bridge. It's my point. It's my bridge. I like you, man. I'm going to come visit you. I have $189 billion. I will build a bridge. I will build a straight railroad track. Right?
That's hilarious.
Right. Listen, can we build a canal so I can get from Miami? Right, you put it in the middle. I can afford it. I'll pay for it.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like that. I like this shit. Jeff Bezos don't need a job. Elon don't need a job. Why the fuck are they working? They're not rich.
But it's not just them, bro. It's money. But listen, it's not them. It's us. Where, dude, a core gets from point A to point B, and if you go from first day at the job and you get a motherfucking manager position and they give you a $30,000 raise, your brain immediately says, "I got 30 extra thousand. Fuck this Honda. I'm getting a Benz."
Absolutely.
For what, my nigga? Like, for what?
Because the feeling to sit in it and feel the same fucking seat in the Honda is great.
Listen, American culture is branding.
They're ignorant, man.
Yes.
American culture is branding.
Period.
That's it. But dude, listen, what the fuck do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean we invented the car and we don't make it no more?
Right. Right. I think for me to answer that question, Joker, for me is I would tell people to just pay attention because that's what I was taught. Pay attention. Shut up, stop talking, and pay attention. Because you'd be amazed what you see when you just back off.
Oh yeah, listen,
you know how much football the player on it. You know how much player. Let's take football or soccer or whatever. It's easy. But listen, the player on the bench knows more of the game watching than the player actually in the field playing it. They see it all. And you ever notice the guy that gets off the bench and go, "Nah, coach, don't tell him."
Are you kidding me? Come on,
It's
bro.
the person. Those people are the ones that
Come on, bro.
society needs to educate. That be the educator. I mean, because they see more versus, you know what I'm saying? They observant. The observer knows the most. The kid in the back of the class that never asks questions, he was the smart one, right? Now, probably smart ass. He got kicked out the class the most. That dumb guy that was raising his hand, yo, teacher, and y'all like, man, why this motherfucker keep asking questions?
But listen, like what you said, you know, right? Listen, like what you said, bro. You know how they say, like, oh, the bad kid sit in the back of the class.
Yeah.
You know, where if you really look at society, it's probably the shy kid.
The shy kid sits in the back of the class.
There's a difference, right?
Yeah,
I don't want the line. Listen, where there, I'll give you an example. There were acting, where it's like acting. We're doing. If I would have known what acting was when I was a kid, I would have took drama. Pretty girls, and I get to pretend. Right. But right now, bro, I can talk all this shit, but if you tell me there's a camera staring at me, I can't jump out of character. I'm never gonna be a rapper because I'm not doing no video shoot. I'm not the kind of nigga that
don't
has
gotta do no video shoot.
camera on me. But you understand what I'm saying, dog? Like you gotta catch up with the times. Like, that's not me. I'm not wearing diamond chains.
You know what's crazy about metaphorically about what you're saying is, sorry, Joker, too, because I don't, you know, feel me? But
no, you're good.
We rapping right now. It's just a different language.
Facts.
And we in front of the camera. That we live. We don't do videos they could go watch later. They could come sit down and watch it right now. They can see us make this shit. Hey, and we don't even pay a cameraman.
Right. And you know what a lot of people won't do is sit down right now. Well, dude, it's easy to opinionate if you get the texture little message. But if you got to put your face on, I'm saying, well, listen, I would like to explain to people where you ain't even got to show your face. Jump on the panel. Hey, hide your face. Because a lot of people are scared of, I have to show my face.
Well, now that I got both of you here, I wanted to get both of you here. I got them. I knew that you'd come out of the fucking woodwork eventually.
Is this some kind of weird orgy, bro?
No, but are y'all down to do more episodes and have open panel discussions about the orgy?
Diddy party. I'm fucking
right.
Tito, you've not done this in the past. Me and Cedar's done this, and so Chris and I, we've done it on separate accounts. Now I got both of them. So y'all feel my favorite people to sit and talk about shit with.
So listen, sit with me, bro. So hear me out right quick. You know, Bearded, where you with? Wait, dude, wait, listen. So I was talking to him, having an idea of having, like, you know what I'm saying? 2 panelists, not 4 panelists, but dude, where you just argue, dude, just like, let me say, we can call it devil's advocate or something like that. You just bring up a topic, one pick one side, one pick the other side. And so my whole thought process behind it was to show the world how easy it is to argue anything. Everybody listening, but nobody's listening. Well, Chris, listen, I watch nothing but documentaries, Animal Planet, all shit. My issue, I can tell you, is I don't believe who's informing me. So I make up my own opinion. I make up my own facts, but I am willing here to listen.
Your truth is yours.
Right. And that's
the fact that you own it, people don't appreciate.
And dude, that's where they get lost. That's this whole saying of why common sense ain't so common. It's because it's lazy journalism for humans. If they tell you this, that's what it is. Right there. Don't tell me Jesus and then tell me, oh no, there's only one God. But if you're telling me I got to believe in one, you're telling me there's 3 of them, at least 2 of them. But you're telling me to pick one. There's only one, but you're telling me there's 2, and we are
too hard. That's too hard.
But you understand what I mean?
Higher up,
right, dude. You are God. You do something wrong, stupid. Dude, you
fucking dope fiend doesn't go, dear God, and then stop smoking fucking crack.
My G, listen.
Willingly quit.
Yo, Chris, I try to explain this to people. We're like, so you telling me there's a quote unquote God or whatever in your life was written. So why is the Pope in a bulletproof glass? And I know this because I sell bulletproof glass for a fucking living. Listen, I want to build that box, but if you're a man of God closer to him than I am, why? If you don't get outside and JFK was in a convertible.
You better stop this shit, man. You better stop this shit. A lot of people, man, people's eyes closed.
No, but listen, but here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. Where if you actually close your eyes, the world would get along.
If you take away materialistic shit, all that, where nigga big dicks and big titties is what's winning the world.
Yeah.
and
make believe ass money and rich.
Right. But that's what humans did. Humans did. Our societies just live under. Where listen, bro, if you look at Africa, hey, there's freshwater sharks. Right. When you have all the minerals, what do? You make up $1.
I just made
you
a
ain't
guy.
got this. You ain't got
I met
this.
a guy in my job. He works in the States, but he lives in Africa. And in Africa, he's saying the shit that they show us, it ain't nothing.
But listen, one of my best friends lives in Nigeria, right? And all they show you in propaganda American television is dirt roads, and hotels.
Man, that shit is established.
Dude, of course it is. But dude, they won't tell you. Well, listen,
people need to be able to source their own shit.
Listen, white propaganda was everything in Africa was the same.
Yep.
Listen, we did not bring 6 million black people here. This shit was built.
Oh, yes, we did. Tell the 7 point something billion.
No, hold on. Listen, it was right.
It's common fucking sense. You can't. Hey, common. You're right. That's the new shit. 7 point something billion people believe 6,000 people. Get the fuck. So we all just dumb.
Hey, Joker, listen, I say that to say this. We're like a black man, an Hispanic man, and a white guy.
That's
right. You notice we can.
They're trying to find a way to stop this shit right now.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Mayday. Don't say pineapples to nobody.
All three of them together. It's over.
But you feel me? Right.
Yeah.
Listen, like Joker said earlier about where my family came to this country. So you telling me there's a little Mexican kid that came to rape people because Mexico City is not like the 4th most populated place on the planet? If Toronto is 6, Mexico City's on the Mount Rushmore. I know this. As a fact, if it ain't 4, it's 5. If it ain't 6, it's 7. But that bitch crowded as fuck. So you telling me this nigga said, I can't wait to get to Chicago. For what? Bro, I'm going to find me one of these little white girls or black girls because they don't, all of a sudden the color don't matter.
It don't matter.
But you know who we're not raping is the other little Mexican girls. No. Could have done that back in Mexico.
Right.
Yep.
So not only do we know there's a desert, it's a little different if you landed. It's a little different. If besides it wasn't San Diego, if you didn't know, right, if you see a pool, like a hotel pool, we're like, yeah, they say, I'm so hot, I'm gonna go in there and refresh. My mission. But that's right. You telling me they coming over here? What? And they walk through the desert and they ducking all these. Don't send me back so I can try again.
Yeah,
that's all they do.
That's what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Right.
And you don't know that?
Right. Hey, Chris.
And you don't got a guy waiting the only path that I know to take?
Chris, if you don't stop with your facts and being obvious, nobody likes that, bro.
This shit fucking crazy, right? I ain't never walked no other way but that way. Shit, I'm coming right back to that shit.
I don't think I like you anymore, bro. Listen, I mean, but what if you're like 3 weeks in the desert, hiding, laying low, can't wait to rape these kids, and then they catch you? Right? Oh fuck, bro, I was almost there. Wait, listen, how come they don't just rape them in Texas? It's right there on the border.
Bro,
I swear, I don't know.
But you know what I mean? How the fuck the Haitians made it all the way to Ohio to eat the dog?
There's a
your stream, Joe.
Dude,
I'm gonna tell you right now. Look. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna end this stream though, but y'all don't gotta. We can bullshit.
Shit.
I mean?
The church is money. My bad.
Yeah, the church is done. Church is done. But yeah, y'all down to do this again? I'm definitely down to do it. We'll pick a fucking name.
I told you the topic should be throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
I got you. I'll come up with a nice title. That'll be our catcher. I'll be the catchphrase.
Dude, right.
When we throw shit at the wall until it sticks. That's exactly what we be doing. So
see what stinks.
See if it sticks.
No,
throw shit on the wall, see what stinks. It's a play on words.
Hey,
But
don't
listen,
throw no
listen.
runs.
Listen, yo, but real talk, yo, how, like real talk, how we was talking about. Well, listen, you have 3 different creeds, creoles, whatever words you want to put behind it. Knock yourself out. Yeah, we all on FaceTime. We all look different. Nobody seems to be mad at nobody.
No.
Listen,
Stay here, guys. I'm gonna sign up.
listen, you know what none of us is spoken about.
Closing thoughts, though.
You know
Closing
what none
thoughts.
of us. You know, oh,
We're people.
Okay.
And it's okay to be a person in America where people exist. We don't have to be different. Your opinion, his opinion, her opinion, their opinion. Hey, believe what you want, or you could do. It's a big X button on the left side or the right side of your screen. Click that shit. Peace, because we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. The night don't stop until Joker push the stop button.
Nice.
You feel me? So whoever don't understand that shit, how much education they need?
Facts.
That's why we
this
do this.
this ain't coming from a book. This is exactly real talk. Oh, we can do it in the closing arguments and shit.
Yep.
Listen,
Closing
each one,
thought.
listen, each one teach one. You ain't never been richer than you are right now. And don't
Right
forget to love those that love you. Because you
Okay.
out here, and I say that because
second
people
that.
out here worried about what the fuck Chris gotta say, and Joker gotta say, and Cito gotta say. Hey, now take your ass off this computer and go love the ones you love.
And if you ain't got it, go make it. Period. Stop complaining about it. Get up and go chase what you chasing. You feel me? Or come sit down and listen to what the fuck we gotta say. Absolutely, we don't have shit to do. We just talking.
And listen, right, and not just that, you can get on the panel and express your opinion, and you don't have to show your face.
Big facts.
There you go. All right, hold on, guys. All right. So, in closing, that's it. Those 2 guys, me, all just opinions. But really, all that matters is what you fucking think and what you do about it. So, what are you gonna do?